Destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
NFL Honors Night as you lead into Super Weekend. You got a new Hall of Fame class. You got a new, or at least reminted, Most Valuable Player. A little bit of controversy as you go down. Oh, and by the way, you got a Super Bowl coming up in 2 days. What up on a Friday before Super Bowl? Merry Friday. You almost made it through the week. What a week, by the way. Holy smokes. Jeff Sabieta, JJ Buck, and DC. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM. And AM 610, the sports animal. How you living?
What it do?
It's a good looking hoodie, man. I like that one.
My favorite.
Yeah,
comfy.
Yeah.
This morning it's chilly.
It's chilly in here. I got to get you one of those hoodies. You know, the one that he's wearing. What size? What size you got? Like a 2X? Is that what you want?
Yeah. That's. It's funny. I saw that. I think the first one I got was like a large, so I gave it to my wife.
Yeah.
She loves it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And here's one thing she loves it because when she's sick, she wears it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it's the most comfortable thing in
yeah, we don't play. We usually give away good stuff.
Yeah,
over
I can
there
tell.
at the
I can
Isleta
tell.
New Mexico Bowl. All right, big weekend. We'll get into picks. We'll kick it with Kenny, I think, and we're gonna talk about Rick Pitino, comments on his son Richard Pitino, and little job advice. Although, as Rick said about Richard, my son is his own man. He doesn't listen to what I say. But we'll get into the future because you're going to start hearing Richard's name for a lot of jobs. It is getting to be mid-February. It is getting to be that season. So we're going to have to play that. We'll hear a little of what Richard had to say last night at Coach's Show as they go into a big weekend. UNLV sold out Pitt tomorrow night, and so we'll play that. But you got your awards last night. Lamar Jackson, MVP. Kevin Stefanski, Coach of the Year. I just think zero suspense at the top, right?
Yeah, it was pretty much locked in. We've been talking about it for a month now. Lamar Jackson winning his second MVP. Offensive Player of the Year was interesting. Mm-hmm. Would it be Tyreek Hill or Christian McCaffrey? But once you saw that Christian McCaffrey was one of the 5 finalists for MVP, that you figured that was going to be Christian McCaffrey. We talked about Kevin Stefanski going through 4 quarterbacks and still winning this season, so no surprises there.
Defensive Player of the Year, Myles Garrett. This could have gone 3 or 4 ways, huh?
What all the awards the Browns racked up?
Yeah, but they didn't. What they do in the playoffs? I forget. Oh no, I didn't forget. They did. They won Coach of the Year. They won Assistant Coach of the Year. They won Comeback Player of the Year with Joe Flacco. The Assistant Coach of the Year was Jim Schwartz, their defensive coordinator. Comeback Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year. Yeah, they kind of rolled them in, didn't they? You good with Offensive Rookie of the Year, C.J. Stroud instead of Puka?
I would. I know it's total cop out.
You'd code it?
I would have, yes, because it was a record-setting season for Puka Nacua, as it was C.J. Stroud.
Yeah, and C.J. Stroud took his team to the playoffs. Puka Nacua's team also went to the playoffs. The quarterback will always win in those situations. The quarterback will always win out over a receiver, especially a quarterback who was taken second in the draft as opposed to a receiver who was taken in the 5th round of the draft on the 3rd day. I wouldn't have had a problem with a co-offensive rookie of the year there. I don't know which way I would have leaned. I'm trying not to let bias play into it. But the record-setting year that Puka Nacua had, coming out of absolutely nowhere, taking over when Cooper Kupp was injured and then not relenting when he came back, I thought was something to be able to keep it up. I think a lot of people figured, all right, Kupp's back, Nakua's done, and that just didn't happen. He turned into their number one. But it's hard to argue what C.J. Stroud did at the most difficult, most important position in sports, and that is a quarterback. And he did take a team that had the second overall pick and got him into the playoffs. And it's hard to argue. I don't think there was a wrong answer here. So maybe you're right. I mean, maybe the right answer was co-offensive.
And I don't know how you would do that when you have a voting scale and it's total points, things like that.
No, it's hard. It's really hard. Defensive Rookie of the Year, also the Texans. I mean, they had a pretty decent draft, huh?
The back-to-back picks with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson.
I mean, they went. Will Anderson was the Defensive Rookie of the Year. So we got that, and then you get your Hall of Fame class, and this is always cool to me. As I look through this and look through some of the names, and some of them you kind of absolutely, and some of them okay. Anybody pop off the list? I mean, Randy Gradishar is Bronco fans. I mean, does that pop off to you, or is that way too back in the day where you're going, wait, Randy? I heard that name before. Anything pop off the list to you guys?
I'm happy for Randy.
Yeah, no doubt.
Randy's one of those dudes. If you live in Denver, you know about Randy. He's all over the place. So I think all of Denver's thrilled for him.
All right. Anybody else jump here? The Devin Hester thing is, wow, okay. A dude who really was a mediocre receiver, but the best returner we've seen maybe ever, certainly since Billy White Shoes Johnson. I know I'm going way, way back. You okay that a guy got in as a specialist like that? I guess if a kicker can get in, why can't a kick returner?
Yeah, to me, there's no reason to hold someone out when that's part of the game.
I think that's right.
Kick field goals, you punt footballs, and you return.
They tell
and
us
if
all
you're
the time.
the best at it that we've seen, and Devin Hester is in that conversation of best returner ever, then you should be able to get in the Hall of Fame.
You got somebody else who's better? I mean, like honestly, when we conversation, who else? It's Devin Hester, right?
Like, it was legit. Like, everyone knew, don't kick to that man. Don't do it. And he did it, and he scored it.
No, he was insane. And so this was right, I think. I like Julius Peppers going in. In fact, I was listening to Sports Talk Radio in Charlotte yesterday on my way to the airport, and they were pretty fired up. But he was a two-sport athlete at North Carolina, and then
It was fantastic.
Yeah, he had a great career. I didn't realize Dwight Freeney played 18 years. No, that's not right. 7 Pro Bowls, and then Andre Johnson, who, when I met him in person, did not realize he was that big. I had always heard how big he was, and then I went back and I remembered how good he was. Yeah, I don't have a lot of problems with the list. Do you? I mean, did anybody get left out? Anybody that you wanted?
No.
And they hit a bunch of different eras. So Devin Hester, 19 career regular season touchdowns returns, 14 punt returns, 5 kickoff returns. Both it's an NFL record. He returned the opening kickoff in the Super Bowl for a touchdown. He's on a list of players who was selected to 2 all-decade teams in his career. It's a very small list. 2. Imagine, think of that. I mean, think of that sport and how short careers are, and you're on 2 different all-decade teams, the 2000s and the 2010s. When there's that doesn't happen.
Like, it doesn't seem like a big number when you say it out loud.
Which number?
14
punt returns,
but 14 punt returns. When you look at the amount of punts that are fair caught, that aren't even caught, or a guy catches and immediately tackled, like, that is
how many punt
crazy.
returns were there in the NFL this year? I'm going to guess, if I said you over under 7.5 punts returned for touchdowns in the NFL regular season, would you go over or under? I don't know the number. I honestly don't know.
I'd go to the under.
Definitely the under.
I would too. No, we'll dig it up and find it out. But yeah, if over under 17.5, and he had 14 in his career, it's pretty crazy, right? He played 19 years. He had 19 regular season touchdowns. And how many years did he play? The answer is yes. So there'll be a lot of Bears fans there. The Bears going to play in the Hall of Fame game then with McMichael and him going in.
And you never know; it could be Spike.
Or
It
it
could
could be
have
the
Caleb
Texans.
Williams.
Bears
that
and
game?
Texans. It'll be the Bears and because it's usually like who's got a bunch of players? Bears and Texans. That doesn't sound right. Andre Johnson. Who else am I looking at? No. Bears and somebody. Panthers. All right. 505-246-0610. We're here for you today. We got it's your day now. You've been stewing on it all week. Who will win the Super Bowl? I'm not asking you hard, beat up questions today. I'll throw some stuff at you today. I got some thoughts. I got a few things that'll make you go hum. But who will win the Super Bowl? And why? It's pretty easy. You got one or the other. It's the Chiefs or the Niners. Niners are a 1.5 favorite going into the game tomorrow. Who will win the Super Bowl? Oh, by the way, you good with Joe Flacco is the comeback player there? This was the closest voting, evidently.
Yeah. This one, it is really hard to have like an honest rebuttal when your case is I died and I was able to come back and be on a football team. Like, yeah, that's a pretty good comeback.
Yes, it is.
It's hard to say anything negative against.
No, it is.
Like, Damar Hamlin, I got you.
I died and I came back. Voting for it, 151 points for Joe Flacco, 140 points for Damar Hamlin, and 93 for Baker Mayfield.
You think people were just done with it, as bad as that sounds?
No, I just think the Joe Flacco was more impactful this year than Damar Hamlin was. The dude that came off his couch that was done and came back and led a team to the playoffs. They won the division, right? No, they didn't win the division. No. But led them to the playoffs and won all those games in a row. Was more impactful than, as you've said it, the guy who died and came back. He played some. He didn't play a lot. He was. I'm not telling you he was bad.
This is one where there's
and the quarterback always wins. By the way.
Yeah. But there is a very wide range of thoughts of what it means to be a comeback player. Just
100%.
specifically coming back from injury, is it coming back from the dead, or is it just the
Coming
dude
back from a bad season
who just had a bad year and played better, which I think is not a great criteria for that one.
And that's why I don't think there's criteria for any of this. No. I think you just here's your ballot. What is most valuable?
How do you feel?
What does most valuable mean? Right, and then vote for someone else for offensive player because it's always going to be a quarterback. So give a running back the offensive.
A big part of it is when they vote because it's all at the end of the season.
It's at the end of the season.
Yeah,
so
Joe Flacco's tearing it up, and everyone kind of forgot.
Look, we haven't. With all due respect to Damar Hamlin and what he went, is there an argument who was more impactful this year?
No.
Joe Flacco. Okay, and that's why I think it went there. Now you can, if you want to have an argument, who was more impactful, Baker Mayfield or Joe Flacco? That's a conversation. That's a real conversation. The quarterback will always win the award. And look, I'm not telling you you're wrong. The dude who literally died on the field
and
came back.
Kind of like, well, that would be the definition of the award.
Yeah. All right. Phones are ringing at 505-246-0610. I have to take this break. And then when we come back, I want to hear what you have to say. I want your Super Bowl picks. How do you stop this? How do you stop morons from pulling the alarm at a hotel where the team is staying? Because it's an old trick, but it still works. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for the Super Bowl.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen here. Join me and my...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman!
Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
List of prop bets. We'll do the 3-for-all like at 9:30. But I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. What'll be higher? Patrick Mahomes' total completions or total players under par at the Masters?
Oh, that one's hard to wait on that one.
All right. What'll be higher? Total third down conversions or the winning gate in the Kentucky Derby? All right, we got to wait on that one too. Joe Biden approval rating on March 1st or Christian McCaffrey's total receiving yards? I'm just...
I've got a good list I'm putting together as well.
All right.
Maybe things that we can have a winner or loser at the end of this.
That's my point. Yeah, that's kind of my point. All right. 505-246-0610. Lenny, good morning. Thanks for holding. You're on the Sports Animal. Good morning, Lenny.
Morning. How you doing? So just go with the Joe Flacco, DeMar Hamlin, Baker Mayfield. Baker doesn't care if he won or lost. He just played himself into a 4-year contract.
100%. Yeah, 100%. Would you rather have that trophy or you want $100 million? Yep. Easy answer.
DeMar Hamlin, great story. For everything he did, his only offensive touch of the whole season came in the playoffs.
His only offensive touch?
Yes.
Yeah, but
the whole season was in on defense.
Yeah,
he played in sporadically, maybe 3 or 4 plays.
Right, he didn't play a lot. No, I think the whole story is the fact that he actually played. Period. Dot.
So, yeah, but you have to go then off of stats. What he came in for, yes, that's a humanitarian Walter Payton Man of the Year award.
I'm done with that. I don't know, bro. Who won that? That was
I
Cam
can't
Hayward won
remember, but that would be something I would give for him.
All right.
But now let's get into the game. On paper, you look at the 49ers, they got 7 All-Pros, not including then Deebo Samuel and Bosa. The other side, you got the guy who keeps doing it with no one around him still. And then the X factor of the game is Kyle Shanahan. Is he going to be able to get out of the stink of the 28-3 debacle in the Super Bowl and get out of his own way? Purdy, to me, has no pressure on him because no one's giving him any credit.
Well, he won't get the credit if they win. It'll be CMC and it'll be Ayuk. It'll be everybody else. He'll get the blame if they lose because.
Right, but that's why it makes it better for him. He has no pressure. Everyone calls him the game manager, but sometimes it's good just to be a game manager and just go out and do what you have to do when you have all those weapons around you. So I'm going to go with the 49ers, 31-24.
31-24 Niners. All right, Lenny. We'll catch you next week. We'll see how you did.
All right.
All right.
You guys have a good weekend.
So isn't every quarterback a game manager?
Well, you cannot say a starting quarterback in the Super Bowl has no pressure. There's a ton of pressure on Brock Purdy because of that exact narrative from so many people that he's just a system quarterback and anyone can do it.
I think that's right. Every quarterback, look at Patrick Mahomes a lot of this year.
Yes, it's a bad way to describe different levels of quarterback play. Because again, it goes back to what we have discussed all year long. If you're not elite, people don't know what to do with you. Like, well,
and there's one elite.
You can't just be good. You either have to be elite or we need a new quarterback.
Yeah.
Like you can't just be good. Like good quarterbacks and good teams can win a lot of football games.
And he's really good. He may win the Super Bowl. And it's going to be really interesting to see how this goes. If they win, will he get the credit? Because if they lose, it'll be because of him.
And we've discussed this a little bit this week. This is an eye test thing. How does the game play out? Does he make big throws in the second half? Does he make impactful plays? That's going to sway how you feel about it. Because they could win and it could just be an average game. You're like, okay, he did his job. Or we could watch him make some big time throws in the fourth quarter and go, wow.
And I think he will. Kyle Shanahan, this is a big deal for him because he has been considered one of the great coaches, but he has not gotten over the hump. This is a big one. They're the favorites in the Super Bowl, right? They got through their big mistake. Both him and John Lynch got through the big mistake on Trey Lance. Now, I don't think it was a big mistake to move on from Jim Garoppolo. That's fine. He wasn't your guy. They traded a lot. Isn't it amazing how many assets they traded and they're still where they are?
Yeah.
And I'll give them credit. They cut their losses. They moved on. All right. And they found this guy and they trusted a guy at the bottom of the draft. But don't you think it's a pretty big week for I mean, if we're talking legacies and places in the sport and all that, Kyle Shanahan, to me, it's as big for him as anybody else. You know, Mahomes could continue to add and stack them, and it just adds to what him and Reed are doing, and Kelsey. Shanahan's trying to join the group. What's the narrative if he gets outcoached again? And I say again, but what's the narrative if he gets beat?
I will stick with what I've been saying throughout the entire playoffs if that happens.
What's that? He's a good coach?
He's Andy Reid before he got to Kansas City and had Patrick Mahomes.
I think that's a really good...
Like, there's no reason... If Kyle Shanahan loses this game, you can be frustrated, but there is zero reason to have any discussion that team needs a new head coach.
No, that's hardly...
That's going to happen.
Yeah, that's not where I'm going with that. No, I'm not even suggesting that. No, because if you're... I mean, that's the first time I've even heard that.
So that's what happens after games like someone, if you lose, something has to change.
Do they need to make the change? Well,
I'm like, no, because you just
got beat by a dynasty.
Look at what you're doing over this run. You have a really good franchise. You have a head coach that took the last pick in the draft and took him back to the Super Bowl. It's 2 Super Bowl appearances with 2 different quarterbacks. Like, this is a road I'm going to stay on if I'm San Francisco. He's getting to the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl.
All right. Early this, what was it? This morning? When was this? Yesterday morning? Yesterday morning. So George Kittle set his alarm at 6:10. I guess a little bit before that. The fire alarm in the hotel where, do we know what hotel the Niners are staying? Fire alarm went off. And every Niner was pissed.
I had an alarm set at 6:10.
Yeah. George Kittle said he walked down to breakfast. He took a formal poll of his teammates to see who was the grumpiest. And the answer was either Christian McCaffrey or Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa definitely does not seem like
No. Kittle said it had to be them. You don't want to wake the sleeping bear, but Christian was not happy too. That was his quote. McCaffrey and Bosa agitated, grumpy. Thursday afternoon, they met with the media for the final time. McCaffrey said there's no way it's random. It's part of it. It's just more wood thrown on the fire. So basically, they're convinced, the Chiefs did this.
Use it as motivation.
Yeah.
Chip on your shoulder.
I have no doubt this was some rogue Chief fan. But do you think this was some plot? Andy Reid said, okay, get me the nuggies and let's go pull their fire alarm after we eat the nuggies. Like you think it was Andy Reid sneaking in? And, I mean,
no, it's probably someone that works at the hotel that was probably like his friends were like, I'll give you $50 if you do this.
See, I think it was probably some juiced up Chiefs fan that had been out in Vegas all night and said, let's go do it. Let's go do it.
I don't know how they would get into the hotel.
How hard is it to get into a hotel?
They actually have security up front.
Security?
But it's a team hotel.
All right.
And it's off the strip.
All right.
I think it was Travis Kelce.
You think it was Kelce?
Yeah, he's.
Was it Travis or Jason?
I think it would.
I think it was both. They did it for the podcast.
Because Jason's been living his life.
Yeah,
yes, he has.
Yeah. Bosa said that it was relatively close to normal wake up, so at least it wasn't done at 2 or 3 in the morning. That it was like right before they would normally wake up. Quote: I'm sure someone did it. Kind of reminded me of Philly when they had the construction going on outside. It was early in the morning and they were like demolishing a bridge right outside our hotel. We haven't had the best luck, but no excuses.
It's not bad.
What?
6 a.m. And if you had your alarm set for 6:10,
yeah,
like they did it at like 2 in the morning.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that would have been better. I mean, were they amateurs?
Exactly.
Yeah, honestly. I mean, if you're gonna do it, what the hell?
Yeah. Like the crew that did it was just coming in for the night.
Have you ever been in a hotel where the alarm goes off in the middle of the night?
No.
It sucks.
It's the worst.
It's. I mean, it just sucks. Then you know it's a false alarm, but there's that one little piece of, well, maybe it isn't, but do I want to put, no. And it's so loud. It is so, there's no putting on your noise canceling headphones and going back to, it's in the light, it sucks. I mean. So everything's against the Niners, huh? That's why you got to pick the Niners. They got a bad playing surface this week. The sod laid over the artificial turf, and it's softer. And Kyle Shanahan said they'll just deal with it, and then they get woken up, and so everything's against the Niners.
They're overlooked.
They're the favorite.
Overlooked by everyone outside that line.
Yep.
That's put up by the sports books. The practice facility was against them. Fire alarm issue. These guys.
You're right. Total 3-point field goals made by Derek White of the Miami Heat, or at the Miami Heat, over, or which will be higher, or turnovers, total turnovers. That's the prop bets we got. Total points made by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Chet Holmgren versus the Sacramento Kings, or the longest field goal made in the Super Bowl, which will be higher.
I like total points in that one.
Those are cute prop bets, though.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Highest scoring NCAA basketball team February 10th, or Christian McCaffrey's total rushing yards. Higher.
That's college basketball.
I was thinking that at first.
I go the other way.
But yeah, as I sorted through that, yeah, because if he runs for over 100 yards, then he's probably going to be over, wouldn't you think, most of the college teams?
That's what.
Well, his rushing was 90.5.
All right.
Would 90 put him probably over most? I mean, there's
most, but there's got to be one.
Well, it was probably like 93 points.
Yeah.
That's
fair enough.
Highest round score at the Waste Management Phoenix Open, Travis Kelce's total receiving yards, which is higher. So if you figure the worst player is going to shoot an 80.
I think I take the over on Kelsey.
All right. I got a bunch. 505-246-0610. 888-922-0610. Who will win the Super Bowl and why? Call your shot. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, your home for the Super Bowl.
This report is brought to you by...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
You make my heart better. Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
610. Vegas is popping, dude. And just trying to get in and out. Flying out of where was I yesterday? I was in Charlotte, and my buddy had to go back to Vegas. He's like, dude, they just offered me $1,200 to give up my seat on the plane. I'm like, all right, that's a pretty good offer, right? Normally it's like $300, and yeah, but I don't know when I can get back because every flight into Vegas is packed. So I don't think he took it. I think he went back, but it's just, you know, I mean, it's Super Bowl and it's Vegas, and well, Derek would probably know. Good morning, Derek. You're on the Sports Animal. How you living there?
Well, you know, not much going on around here today or this week or anything like that. It's been kind of boring.
That's right. You can't find a party?
Well, one thing's for sure. It's we've had a lot of rain and a lot of people. Yeah, but it's pretty cool. The buzz around city, actually, though, was probably a little bit bigger last June when the Knights were making their Stanley Cup run, because of probably the local team thing. But when you get down around the strip and around the stadium and you see all the banners and the this and that and everything else that's going on, it's pretty cool. Last night went to a celebrity flag football game at the Dollar Loan Center there, and what's going on is pretty cool.
That's cool, man. I'm glad you're experiencing that. It's it's different. The perspective, though, that the Knights thing was more of a buzz. It's kind of encouraging to me because it says that city is ready to support sports. That you have grown up that much. The local thing is kind of, now if the Raiders were in it, it'd be a whole nother story. But yeah, I kind of dig that because this is probably all concentrated down on the strip where the little Knights thing was everywhere around town, huh?
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly where I'm kind of going with that.
Yeah.
As far as the game, though, I'm gonna take the Niners. I think the difference in this game is gonna be number 23. I think Christian McCaffrey just runs like a man possessed, like he was shot out of a cannon. I think he's your MVP. I think the 49ers win this thing 27-20.
All right, I'm on it. 2 Niners. Thanks, man. Enjoy it.
All right, you guys have a great weekend.
See you. All right, that's an interesting perspective. Huh? What would you have thought if for a guy who lives there now? I said local. If you live there, you're local, right? Derek used to live here, coached over at Manal School. He moved there, checks in now and then. But what would you think would be popping more, Super Bowl or the Knights win the Stanley Cup? Makes sense, though.
It does, because you have more people invested in the outcome as opposed to just, hey, it's Super Bowl.
Hey, I'm just here to get freaking hammered and set off fire alarms. Oh, I get it. All right. Tony, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hello, Tony.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good. Hey, that show last night, the award show, I thought was great. I was not going to watch it because I thought it was go political like everything else, all those other shows. So I thought, I'll watch it until it goes political. I watched the whole thing, and I thought it was great.
Nice. I wish I would have seen it. It was on NFL Network, is that right?
No, it was on Channel 13.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
And so I thought it was great, a great show.
Good.
They did a great job.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, if they're going to produce something of that magnitude, they're going to do a great job with it. All right, Tony, who you got winning the Super Bowl?
The Chiefs.
Chiefs. All right. Appreciate the call, man. Thanks. Did you see it?
I was watching basketball last night.
So I was flying back. I did catch the Nuggets. I didn't catch the end of it. I was fascinated with just the Biden coverage.
Michael Porter Jr. makes big shots. You heard us talking about him yesterday.
Okay, so then I landed and I put on the Sports Animal, and they were doing recap, and I heard the call, the local call where Michael Porter Jr. buries the Lakers. It was that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. That was big. I watched the end of FAU getting beeped at UAB, and I just couldn't stop on the Biden coverage. I was just flipping CNN to Fox.
That's always such an interesting
I just loved
experiment.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's almost like you're hearing people describe two totally different events.
I just saw the
although
same
it's the
thing, although
exact
not
same
really
thing.
this time. Although
really?
not really.
Really? Nice.
Yeah, this was a hard one for them to. Yeah, yeah. It was. I mean, one was certainly more intense than the other, but the messaging. One was more sympathetic than beating, but the messaging was pretty much the same.
Wow.
Yeah. It was insane. I didn't see the show last night, and I kind of wish I did. But Lamar Jackson is your MVP. Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year. Hey, so the stuff from The Athletic, the prop sheet. Do you want us just to fill these out, and we're going to do a full grade? Is that what we're going to do here? Not really go through them? Like you just gave me a sheet here with The Athletic prop bets. Like, what will be the coin flip result? Whatever. Those are easy. I hate the Gatorade one. I always hate that one. How long will it take Reba McEntire to sing the Star Spangled Banner? Which team will score for? These are pretty basic props, right?
Yes.
Will Usher wear sunglasses during his halftime performance? Of course he will. When will Usher play his biggest hit single? Yeah. First, last, middle, not at all. All right.
Peace up, A-Town, down.
All right. So let's just fill out the whole sheet and then grade them on Monday.
Okay.
You down
Sounds
with
good.
that?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right. Kenny Thomas is going to be here at, what time is Kenny Thomas here? 9 o'clock? We still do that? I'm just
anticipating Kenny Thomas joining us if he's back from Las Vegas.
Yeah, I saw him. He was coming back to through Gallup. Is that right? Yeah, that makes sense. And he stopped over at Sammy C's Sports Bar on the way back. Had a little lunch that's on the floor. Have you ever been there?
No.
All right. If you ever make the drive out west on I-40, all right, and you go through Gallup, New Mexico, and you will do that at some point in your life, right? Get off in Gallup and go to Sammy C's Rockin' Sports Pub. It is as good a sports bar as there is in America. And you're like, shut up, Jeff. It's Gallup, New Mexico. You will walk in there. The amount of memorabilia, the amount of people who have been through there that sign the floor, the how big it is, how great the food is, and you go see Sammy. Like you're going to do it one day. You're going to say, we went to Arizona, we came back. Because you go to Arizona, right? Do you fly or you drive?
Well, now we drive because it's
all right, because there's so many. All right.
I'll be there for spring training, though.
Sammy, so you're in the next week, in the next month or two?
I think it's the 21st of March.
Stop at Sammy C's.
I will
have lunch and look around and see all the. I'm telling you, and CNN years ago did a piece on it. They came out to Gallup and did a whole thing on one of the hidden gems. It is as good of a sports bar as you will ever see. Like the memorabilia, the stuff that's in there, and it's a great little spot.
Okay, sold. I'm in.
All right. That's my commercial for Sammy. But that place is just a legendary spot. All right, 505-246-0610. I wanted to get a little bit on level basketball and what Rick Pitino said about his son Richard. And it's going to be college hunting season for coaches, right? I mean, there's going to be names everywhere. We're getting to that time. The DePaul job's open. Richard's name has already been thrown around for that job. And I mean, these are jobs that are going to be probably north of $3 million. What does Daddy have for advice for his son? I'll tell you what Rick said about Richard and some of the thoughts that we all have about that. I know you want to hear this. It's next. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM at AM 610. The Sports Animal, your home for Super Bowl 58.
This report is sponsored by Sipapu Ski Resort.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2900 2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plaster, paint, destroyed, brah. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet?
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a number one. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together
Pull together
Pull together.
to make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Bring it back.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action.
Super Bowl. That's the
And it's in Vegas.
It is a double Dutch, but
Yeah, I mean, with all that travel, hell of a damn home.
yeah, it was.
All right, 505-246-0610. Hope you hoed as well, because that makes it Friday for you. Super Friday. We'll have the Super Bowl for you here. If you're out and about doing whatever it is, Kevin Harlan will have the call from Las Vegas, the Kansas City Chiefs. I heard him last night doing, what did I hear him on? The Nuggets game? Is that what he was doing last night? Yeah, I knew I was listening to him last night. All right. This came out. I know you guys got this yesterday. This was, I think, 2 days ago. Look, I'm not telling you I want him out. I'm not creating any rumors. Richard Pitino's name is going to come up for jobs.
Rick Pitino started.
I know.
I'm just saying and putting it up.
Rick Pitino started this, but Richard Pitino's name is going to. His name was being thrown around for the DePaul job before Rick Pitino. That's why he was asked about it. All right, so DePaul's open. That's a Big East job. It's in Chicago. DC and I were talking about this earlier. DePaul's a tough job. Now you say, why, Jeff? It's in Chicago. They've got it back in the, what was it, the 70s with Ray Meyer and then Joey Meyer, right? The legendary coach is there.
Some of the 70s.
Yeah, so no, I get it.
70s.
I get it. When was St. John's good? In the 80s. And Rick Pitino's kind of got them turned around, right? And so I could totally see DePaul saying, you know what? I mean, like father, like son. Father's turning around what was a really good program in a big city. And, you know, let's throw a bunch of money at Richard. I mean, tell me.
Yep.
So his name's going to be out. Rick Pitino, the father, the coach at St. John's, was asked the other day about, do you think Richard will take the DePaul job? Rick Pitino's quote was this, quote, I personally want him to stay at New Mexico. I want him to stay at New Mexico until I leave St. John's, and he can take my place then. The one thing I can tell you about my son, Richard, I have no say in what he does. I did when he was my assistant coach. He's his own man. So if he wants to go to DePaul or any place else, that's going to be his call. End quote. Rick Pitino's not planning on retiring anytime soon. He's 71 years old. He's done a hell of a job at St. John's. They will be back in the tournament this year. He said, most fathers will brag about their sons, but I'll brag about the assistant coach I have. Richard was responsible for one Final Four. Without him, we wouldn't have gotten there. Richard is one of the bright minds in the game today. He's a great coach. He's a great comedian. Does this mean anything, or is this just noise?
It's a little more than just noise, because we know that if Richard Pitino continues to win, gets a Lobos to the NCAA tournament, he's getting calls from DePaul plus other schools.
Jobs that are going to be north of $3 million a year. And he's making, what, about 1.2, something like that here, which is good gelt. Don't get me wrong. It's good living. And you get paid in chili and sunshine. I get it. And it's wonderful. And as one coach once said, you don't mess with happiness. And he did, and came into the pit and got beat by 34 recently. This is going to be an interesting month and a half, boys and girls. It just is. You know, as we go through mid to late March and, you know, April, and this is going to be an interesting time. A, because your team is really good. They're 19-4. They got a sold-out building on tomorrow night. They're really good. But you knew his name was going to be up. And JJ, to your point, right? DePaul job opens early. They fire a coach. There's going to be, as conference tournaments end, there's going to be a lot of noise around Richard Pitino. There just is.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of noise, but if you're Richard Pitino too, you're like, thanks for that random grenade in the media room, Dad. Appreciate it.
Well, but he was asked. I mean, he had to answer the question, right?
He didn't have to say it like that.
Well,
he wants Richard Pitino to succeed him at St. John's.
So what could he have said? Richard's got to do what Richard's got to do. He's a great coach. He's doing a great job there, and I'm sure it's going to work out for him. I guess so. Yeah, fair enough.
Instead of like, because people are like, oh, is that a plan? Has that already been discussed then? Like,
yeah, all right. So then Richard's going to stay here for another 4 or 5 years, and then he'll go to St. John's.
What a bad trade-off.
I mean, if I told you right now you get 4 or 5 years now, so you get 4 more years after this, and then he's gone. He's going to St. John's. Global fan would go, yep, I'm in. Right? Like he's done a tremendous job.
Been fantastic.
And I'm going to get what has he done? He went to the NIT. Look, man, look what he inherited. Look where it was. Look where the program was. Look at the national press that your program has gotten in the last 2 years. It's not arguable that he's done a terrific job. Now, he's got to finish it off, get to the tournament, and make some noise, right? But he's done a great job. He's completely revitalized this program. You guys care again. You're packing the pit. You're selling the pit out days before. So I'm not here to add fuel to the fire. I just wanted. I found it really, really interesting the way Rick said it. Now again, South Florida offered him $1.8 million last year to go to South Florida, and he opted to turn that down. Now I firmly believe he turned it down, because that's not the right spot. He wants to go to a basketball school, a place that's a basketball school that it's got to be the right fit. He's not just he doesn't have to just jump at any job. But I think he knows too. There's better jobs in South Florida. That's a good job, and he's probably going to make 3 point something as opposed to 1.8, which, right?
Yeah.
If and when it happens. All right, you guys are ringing the phones at 505-246-0610. Come on in. We'll talk to you. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? Your thoughts on that. We'll hear a little bit from what Richard Pitino had to say, and we'll talk to Kenny Thomas about it, the former Lobo great, 11-year NBA veteran, is going to be with us. We'll kick it with Kenny coming up at 9 o'clock this morning. It is Super Friday. Is that a word? Is that a term? Can be, right? Super Friday. Right here on your Super Show. On 95.9 FM and AM 610, the Sports Animal, your home for the Super Bowl.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
And the phone line, emails Jeff at sportsanimalabq.com, JJ at sportsanimalabq.com. Lamar Jackson, the MVP of the National Football League. Kevin Stefanski was named Coach of the Year yesterday. Christian McCaffrey, Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. CJ Stroud won Offensive Rookie of the Year. You want to talk, you can go Lobos as well. Big one tomorrow. Sold out Pitt against UNLV. Jeffrey, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. Hi, Jeffrey.
Good morning, fellas. Cracking.
What's going on?
First of all, where are you guys watching the game at?
So I'm really struggling. I love watching it at home, but I've been invited to a couple parties. I've got the show. I probably will go to one of those parties. Where are you going?
You know what? If you're an emotional watcher, it's always good to be at home because you don't want to have an outburst at a stranger's party and have everybody think you're a little crazy.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
But then you realize you see everybody else have outbursts, and you're like, okay, I'm part of a tribe here.
Yeah.
But
JJ,
probably at home.
You're at home, so. Jeff? JJ, where are you going?
I think so.
It's small as friends.
Small friends? So small parties.
Yeah, small parties.
Yeah. All right.
Small friends, like short or
yeah, they're very short friends.
Yeah, small people. Yeah, little people.
Right. Well, they're easier to punch if they annoy you, so that's good.
All right,
anyway, hey, the Lobos in this conference, man. Did you see that article Lunardi wrote the other day about, basically saying that the Mountain West has taken over as the best conference on the West Coast for basketball?
Yes.
And thinking about the Lobos, they are going through the killer's gauntlet on the road with their last 4 away games. What do you think if they win 3 of 4, or even if they split? I mean, that's good, right?
I think if they split, it's really good. If they win 3 or 4, it's tremendous.
Yeah, I think with the 8 remaining games, I think if they win 5 of those, I think we're going to be looking at a really a really strong seeding in the tournament. I think if they go far in the tournament and possibly win it, I think we could be looking at a team built to actually, when we talk about teams built to make a run, I think we've had teams in the past that were like the starters were really good and we were built as a starting team, but I don't know if we've had a team with this kind of depth on the bench in a very, very long time. We've had 1 or 2 players come off the bench that were good, but we've literally got 3 or 4 players on our bench that could arguably be starting in other Division I teams. You think?
Yeah, I think Jamal Baker has started, right? Isaac Mushila has started, right?
Right.
In other programs.
I guess. Go ahead.
Mustafa has started and been really good at other places. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I think if the wheels don't fall off, if we stay healthy, I think we could be looking. And I'm not talking record wise because we had a 30-3 team, but by the time they reached the tournament, Darrington's hips were just shot, and they were just a very tired team from carrying all that weight as the starting 5. But I think if we've seen a team in the last 20 years that's really built to make any kind of run, I think this would be it. The only thing you might question is a little bit of the size, but I think sometimes speed kills, so our quickness can counteract that. And unfortunately, I'll be on the road tomorrow, so I won't make the game. But I hope we continue our payback tour and just knock the crap out of Vegas. So that's what I got this morning.
Safe
Have
travels.
a good day, guys.
Yeah, I'll see you. It's interesting because I think they're deep and I think they're good. Do you feel this is as deep a team has been around here in a while?
Yes, because there's pieces you trust. It's not just, hey, come in, play 5 minutes, and get right back to the bench. When you talk about Mustafa Emsdil starting Division I games, we talk about what True Washington can do, Jamal Baker, and we haven't seen a lot of Isaac Mushila, but he's been in big moments. Played in the NCAA tournament last season. Yeah. So that's a guy you trust. And even just looking at if it's a tight 8-man rotation for Richard Pitino, and those 8 players are really good. And I do have a lot of confidence in this team. And for the Lobos, what you like is everything is still in front of them. They have 4 games on the road in the regular season that are gigantic, but they need to win at least 2 of them. And then you get your opportunities to add to that in Las Vegas.
Yeah, yes. Take care of business tomorrow. Payback tour, as Jeff said. And you got Vegas coming in. This is an interesting one to me, right? UNLV really, really interests me because, again, last time you went there and it was boom, boom, out with the lights, right? The Boone brothers were really good, and you had no answer for the big guy, Caleb. And they've been so totally different since. They are 5-4 in conference. They've been hot or cold. They've won 3 in a row now. But who'd they beat? They beat San Jose State, Fresno State, and Wyoming. They got blued out of their own built by Air Force. Who are they? On any given day, obviously they can kick you, and they did. They don't catch them by surprise. I think this is a close one to me. JJ, this is, to me, tomorrow, this is one of those where the Lobos win one of those single-digit wins, 6 points, 5 points, 7 points, right in that range tomorrow. I don't know what the spread is. But I feel they need to learn how to win those. And again, I don't know how you do that because you don't say, hey, let's play a close game. Right. Let's not keep beating people by double digits. But at some point, it's going to behoove them to get into a close game and win one because there's going to be a bunch of those in March.
Yeah. When it happens, it happens.
Right. No, I don't know what you do. And there was an Alford team years ago that was beating team by double digits and just didn't know how would you play. And there's a feel, and I think they're going to be okay, by the way. Don't get me wrong. I think there's enough veteran leadership that there's enough composure on this team.
And
even your sophomore point guard is so good.
It's going to happen. You're not going to go into Reno, San Diego State,
Logan,
Boise State, Utah State, and win those games by 20. You're going to have to pull one of those.
I think you're going to get tested tomorrow. And look, last game you played in the pit, Boise State tested you and beat you.
Yes, they did.
And it was one of those games where it was a 1-possession game in the last 2 minutes, and they pulled away. Right?
Do you factor that into the close game conversation?
Yeah, you have to, don't you? I mean, don't you factor that into it?
Yeah. Well, that's one opportunity that didn't go their way,
and they didn't get it right. No, okay, because wasn't that? I'm trying to recall it. I mean, so much has happened in the last bit, but wasn't that a tie game with about 2.5 minutes ago? And they end up losing the game by a score of 86-78. So it wasn't a 1-possession game, but it was tighter than that 8 points too, right? That one came down the stretch, and Max Rice was pulling stuff out of his lower crevice and just going nuts and scored 35 points. But yeah, here it is it was 74, 75, 73. Yeah, it was a tight game.
Well, 6:19 left.
Okay.
It was 70-67.
Okay. It did not get any
Boise
closer?
State. And then it was, yeah. Then Broncos kind of kept them at like that 5, 6 points.
Yeah, but that's one of those games, right? You're going to need a few of those. And again, I don't know how you do it. I'm not going to sit here and tell you, don't go and beat people by double digits. Take care of business. I think what they're doing is beautiful. The way they responded by going on the road and going up to Laramie and winning the way they won it, I think is beautiful. But we'll see. All right, 505-246-0610. I want you to come in and call your shot on the Super Bowl. Who do you got? Why do you got him? And what's the score? You can get it on Players of the Year and how that goes down. And then there's this, Cowboy fans. You ready for your new defensive coordinator? Are you ready for... Actually, I think this could be really good for you. I'll tell you who it sounds like it's going to be and why it's going to be good for the Dallas Cowboys next on the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, The Sports Animal, your home for the Super Bowl. Hey, I tell you about On the Spot Automotive Detailing all the time, and I tell you about it because I really think they're terrific at what they do. And every time I have On the Spot come out to the office and detail my vehicle, it kind of resets you, right? Your car gets dirty. That's just part of the way it is. It gets grimy. There's dirt. It's winter. It's summer, whatever. It rains. It snows. But there's something about getting back into a vehicle that smells, looks, and feels brand new. And that's what On the Spot Automotive Detailing does. They come to you where it's convenient for you, when it's convenient for you, and they detail your vehicle. And that means inside and outside and around the rims and under the hood and under the seats and all the crud that's under there. And it's that new car feel. It's one of your biggest investments. You should take care of it. And On the Spot Automotive Detailing will help you do that. They were awarded Best of the City for 2023 because they're the best. They're reliable. They're efficient. There's nobody better at what they do. And it is a great Valentine's gift. Valentine's Day, from what I heard, is coming up some point next week. I don't know. Check the calendar. This would be a great gift. You can book and buy online. It's all right there for you. On the Spot Automotive Detailing is at otsdetailing.com. It's otsdetailing.com.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. In the morning.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Sprout, get ready!
My coach, my teacher, my older sisters, my grandma, my brother, my tutor, my dad, and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight.
Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
The Super Bowl and why? And will Kelsey quote a Taylor Swift song after the game completes? And will Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift kiss on the field after the game? If you think the Niners are going to win, the answers are always no, right? But she gets access, right? The players' families always get access. All right. Cowboy fan, you ready for this? Dan Quinn's gone. So 2 years after the Vikings fired their head coach, Mike Zimmer's expected to return to the Cowboys as defensive coordinator. Tom Pelissero of NFL Media is reporting this. Zimmer's 67 years old. He connects the Cowboys to their way distant past of an off-field excellence. He was with the team in 94. He was a defensive assistant hired by Barry Switzer. He was promoted to defensive backs coach from 95 through 99. He was then defensive coordinator 2000 to 2006. Mike Zimmer, probably going to be defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. I don't hate that, to be honest with
you. Bring in a veteran coach.
Yes.
In a make-or-break year for Mike McCarthy and the Dallas Cowboys.
Well, I mean, he's got to figure it out. He's got to bring in people he knows. Mike Zimmer, and I don't think Mike Zimmer was a horrible head coach, but I think he was a really good coordinator. That's how he got to be a head coach, correct?
That is correct.
And so I look at some of his defenses. I tell you, good move.
It's a solid hire. And this makes a ton of sense with kind of the direction Mike McCarthy has gone the last 2 years when he decided to step in and take over play calling duties, move on from Kellen Moore. When you look at it, it was Mike McCarthy, then Dan Quinn, two veteran coaches that head coaches before, and then same style. Mike Zimmer bringing him in not just with his coordinating background, but head coaching style, and just leaning all into the veteran mindset for the Dallas Cowboys.
So I'm giving a guy who is got a pretty good track record, right? He's been the defensive coordinator at Atlanta and Cincinnati. He was the head coach of Minnesota, mostly a 4-3 guy. But I'm giving him a start with two guys who were finalists for Defensive Player of the Year, Micah Parsons and Deron Bland, right? Trayvon Diggs will return. I mean, I got to believe he's good, even though he blew out his ACL. I like everything about it. If I'm a Cowboy fan, I like everything about it. Like, I don't know. There's part of me that the whole Dan Quinn thing, and I know everybody wanted to keep him. The whole Dan Quinn defense at the end was, I mean, how many did they give up to Jordan Love? 48 points? Right? So I look at it and I'm like, all right, good. So that's news for Cowboy fan. So stick on that and I watch it. You'll be ready for that. The MVP was announced yesterday. Oh, I want to get into this. I want to hit this. The Jets situation. So the Jets owner is Woody Johnson. And everybody's talking, and look, man, it's NFL week. Everybody's together. He slammed Zach Wilson and really kind of turned up the heat on his head coach, Robert Saleh, yesterday, and his general manager. He interviewed with whoever it was yesterday at the NFL Awards show last night. So this is the first time that he's spoken publicly since the end of the season. He said he's angry with the 7-10 finish. And he basically issued a playoff mandate for Robert Saleh and for Joe Douglas. And he's never done this before. Quote, the discussions I've had in the last couple months, they've seen me about as mad as I can be with what was going on, with the offense particularly. We have all the talent, and we have to deploy talent properly. So I think they all got the message. This is it. This is the time to go. We've got to produce this year. We have to do a lot better than 7 wins. Definitely. End quote. Now, they're 18-33 under Saleh. They put all their eggs in Aaron Rodgers' basket. Aaron Rodgers blew out his Achilles 4 snaps into the season, and then they turned to Zach Wilson, who was not good. Joe Douglas certainly has got to take some of the blame. Is this too much, or is this like, all right, let's go? I'm tired of screwing around. I've given you everything you need. Figure it out. He said, you need a backup quarterback. We didn't have one last year. Well, damn, he's right.
Yeah, you're not. It is few and far between.
What is?
Where you're going to lose your starting quarterback and get through. Last year, there were definitely exceptions we're not going to see. The Cleveland Browns managing to play through 4 quarterbacks and get to the playoffs. Gardner Minshew, who I think has elevated himself as the best backup quarterback, because it's the guy that has starting experience. But then to sit there and be like, well, when your starting quarterback goes down 4 snaps into the season, like, you're going to be able to manage that.
Look, who's left in the Final Four? Jared Goff, Brock Purdy, Lamar Jackson, and Patrick Mahomes, right? Those aren't backup quarterbacks.
No.
Now, you've had backup quarterbacks get to the Super Bowl before. Jeff Hostetler famously won a Super Bowl with the Giants. But it by the same token, you're putting it on your on Joe Douglas to say, look, man, you signed Tim Boyle and Zach Wilson. It wasn't good enough. You need a damn backup quarterback. You need to win.
It's not about the backup quarterback. The Jets, it's about, is Aaron Rodgers going to be healthy?
Well, that's right.
It doesn't matter if you have
Gardner Minshew.
Like, go sign him, pay him a bunch of money.
Yep.
And so he can sit behind Aaron Rodgers this season.
I want to get back into the subject, and we're going to jump into the red zone when we come back. It's Friday. We hoe on Friday. We sweet deal on Friday, and we see Mackenzie every Friday. I mean, is it every Friday you're here?
It's pretty regular.
I mean, well, it's good to see you, and welcome to Super Friday, as we're calling it around here. Got a sweet deal for you today. You go to our website and do it at 9 o'clock, because these are going to go by 9:04. They're going to be gone. SportsAnimalABQ.com. And you click on the sweet deal icon, and it is Pizza 9. $50 worth of Pizza 9 for just $25. Can I make this suggestion for your people? So you guys are going to have a big Saturday. I mean, Sunday, right? Big game on Sunday. It's a big deal. You got all kinds of stuff, but order before 4 o'clock. Do not put in your order right as kickoff starts.
Yeah, you can actually put it in now as a pre-order.
Like now.
So online.
Hey, I know we're going to.
Go to pizza9.com and pre-order.
Is that what's preferred?
That probably would be the best option, but, we're
just
happy to
not at 4 o'clock
Yeah.
on Friday afternoon. Expect it to be ready by 4:45 kickoff.
Yeah, it's going to definitely be longer than usual.
It's kind of like, JJ, when I tell people if you're going to go to a game at the stadium and there's 30,000 people, don't expect to leave your tailgate 10 minutes before kickoff and then complain when you got to go stand in line, right?
Yeah.
Right. You got a lot of stuff going. You can text the word touchdown to 833-350-0881. I'll give you the number again. You'll have a chance to win a small party pack for the big game. 3 winners will be notified. It's today, so 1 entry per person. Get in on it today. But with 13 locations, you guys are getting big.
Yeah, we're growing.
All right. What's the big message today? What do you want people to know?
So just remember, we have party packs. We have small, large pizza party packs. They include pizza, wings, drinks, everything you need for the big game this weekend.
All right. It's Pizza 9. It's our sweet deal. The number again for that text promotion, text the word touchdown to 833-350-0881. And you get a chance to win. All right. You're a Swiftie.
Yeah, I do.
So are you? I guess you're pulling for the Chiefs. My daughter is, because my daughter's a total Swiftie. We've been to shows. Like she's like, oh yeah, no, she's all about it.
Yeah, I'm excited.
All right. Who's your football team? Do you have
Personally, I don't keep up with it a whole lot, but
you're watching because
yes.
All right. Will Travis Kelce make Taylor Swift's famous heart hands after scoring a touchdown during the game? I got prop bets for you. These are bets you could actually go make. Will he make it during the game? Will he do the heart hands?
Yes, if he scores.
You got yes? Where are you?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Will Taylor Swift, if the Chiefs win, receive a Gatorade shower on the field? No way. No one's doing that to her. No way. All right. Will she be in a Super Bowl commercial?
I don't know. Don't we know most of them?
I'm guessing no. I mean, all right. Will she make it to the Super Bowl in time for kickoff after being in Tokyo? You say yes?
Yeah.
All right. Radio, you got to speak a little bit. I mean, the head nod's really good. Like, I see you, and it's good for me and JJ. Will she be wearing a Travis Kelce jersey? No, she's going to wear the jet.
Yeah.
Well, it's indoors. She'll wear something.
She will have something with 87.
All right. And will Taylor Swift be shown singing along with the national anthem?
No.
No.
All right. Will she hug Brittany Mahomes after a Chiefs touchdown? Yes. All right. Pizza 9 is your sweet deal. You can watch the Brittany show, the Taylor Swift show. I just saw Brittany Mahomes as I was saying that. You can watch the Taylor Swift show or the Super Bowl. We have it here on the Sports Animal, and you do it with Pizza 9. Order your Pizza 9 early. Go to pizza9.com. Get it early. Don't do it on game day. And again, the touchdown, well, you can do it on game day. Just don't do it right at kickoff. Text touchdown, 833-350-0881, and your chance to win a small party pack for the big game. 3 winners. Get in today. And don't forget our sweet deals. SportsAnimalABQ.com. Click on the icon at 9 o'clock. $50 worth of Pizza 9 for just $25. Have fun this weekend.
Thank you.
Great to see you. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM, 610, the Sports Animal.
Brought to you by New Balance.
New Balance and more.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here. And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in boot camp. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most. Don't be a party to teenage drinking.
This is a program of the Drug Free Action Alliance. For more information, go to burnco.gov/do-not-host.
Burglary takes place in the United States approximately every 15 seconds. International Protective Service is your answer for commercial and residential security in all of Albuquerque. IPS will work with your monitoring company for fast, reliable response times. You can rest easy knowing you, your family, or your company is watched over by International Protective Service. Call International Protective Service today.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Size in Albuquerque today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver.
She's a Swiftie, so there's no way they're pouring Gatorade on Taylor Swift, right? No way. That's like throwing the bride in the pool. You know what I mean?
Yes.
By the way, I was at a wedding like that, and 30 years later, she still has not forgotten. It wasn't me. I'm welcome there.
You're still good.
Oh, yeah. Dude thought he'd be funny because people, like dudes were jumping in the pool or whatever. And he's like, watch this. Oh, I think you crossed the line, bro.
Wow, the bride, man.
Yeah, bad move.
Yeah, that's
really, really, really bad. All right, 505-246-0610. It is the Super Bowl weekend. We've got the Super Bowl for you right here on the Sports Animal, and we have a Super Bowl edition of the NFL Red Zone.
How much you want to make a bet I can throw a football over the mountains?
Are you crazy? I'm saying you're a football player.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to Tom Brady this thing.
You're in the Red Zone with Jeff Symbieta and JJ Bach.
Let's go, baby!
It's first and goal.
Well, they handed out the awards last night, and the newest Hall of Fame class was announced, but 0 head coaches were included. So what head coach is most deserving of the gold jacket but probably won't get one?
But won't get one? Is Vermeil
like current or
yeah?
Any?
How many coaches are in?
Not many. I don't know the exact number, but it's surprisingly low.
Wow. Is Dick Vermeil in? Because Dick Vermeil, to me, all right, here, coaches of the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Don Coryell, Jimmy Johnson, Chuck Noll, Sid Gilman. There can't be 40. Well, there's 42 of them in there. No, that's not right. That's just not right. Dungy's in. Cowher's in. This is really interesting to me. Who will? I'm going to tell you Vermeil because I think Belichick's going to get in and Andy Reid's going to get in. You guys can argue about Tomlin. Steeler fans are crazy when it comes to arguing about Tomlin. And Pete Carroll probably won't get in. And I think he should get in. What he did at SC and then win a Super Bowl, I think Pete Carroll should.
Yeah, the coaching one is like who's on the ballot, who's not on the ballot. You really don't think about coaches all that much. Mike Shanahan.
Marty Schottenheimer was the one that kind of got snubbed this time, and 200 wins. If he's not getting in now, I doubt he is. So I always liked him.
He's a really interesting one to me. Should he be in?
He's on, because he didn't win the big one. It's feels like he's going to stay on the outside.
Did everybody? Okay, Bill Walsh, Hank Stram, Don Shula. I don't know Steve Owen. I should, but that was in the 30s and 40s. Chuck Noll, John Madden, Vince Lombardi, Marv Levy, Tom Landry, Curly Lambeau, George Halas, Bud Grant, Sid Gilman, Joe Gibbs, Tom Flores, Ray Flaherty from the 30s and 40s, Webb Eubank, Bill Cowher's in, Paul Brown, and George Allen.
I think Vermeil got in 2022.
He is in?
Name's highlighted on this.
Yeah, I just don't see him on my list. Okay. Yeah, Pete Carroll should get in.
Second and goal.
Ready, down, put.
All right, a little more on the awards. We saw Lamar Jackson won his second MVP award, but he can't seem to win in the playoffs. So do you think Lamar Jackson will win the Super Bowl or a third MVP first, and why?
That's a good question.
What is going to be tough is if he doesn't have playoff success, does that carry over and voters then get regular season fatigue for Lamar Jackson? So I'm going to say what happens first is that dude would win a Super Bowl before they give him his third MVP.
Is one option neither?
That would be a fair option, yes.
And the reason I tell you neither is because I agree with the fatigue thing. I think it's going to be hard to give it to him again. So if this exact thing happens next year, I think Christian McCaffrey wins the MVP. If the exact same scenario that we just watched, but it's a year later now, everybody's got all this data and this remembrance from last year. Dude's got to get through Mahomes like everybody else does, and he's got to get through Burrow and Josh Allen and JJ. You said it after they got beat. He may end up being one of those guys who is just really, really, really good and can't get over the hump. And I mean, they're not all going to win one. Okay, here's what's crazy about what's going on with these great AFC quarterbacks. Whether it's Herbert, whether it's Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, right? They're going to run this basically parallel career. The NFC is going to win some. Patrick Mahomes, I mean, do any of us believe he's done going to the Super Bowl? So each year, those guys and whoever, Trevor Lawrence, right? Each year, these guys are going to beat the hell out of each other for a chance to go up against Mahomes. CJ Stroud's in the mix now. I mean, if you want to throw Tua in there, Aaron Rodgers there next year. The reality is, all right. If I let me give you a can I offshoot your red zone question?
Absolutely.
Justin Herbert, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, 5 of them. Over under 2.5 of them ever win a Super Bowl.
Under. If you're talking about win, definitely under.
Career.
Yeah.
Over under, really, Herbert, Jackson, Allen, Burrow. Who's the other one I gave you?
Jackson, Burrow. You threw in Aaron Rodgers, Tua.
Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen. Whatever.
Justin Herbert.
Justin Herbert.
Like those kind of just 4 AFC quarterbacks.
Yeah, there were
Mahomes.
5 of them. I mean, think about it. They're going to run a concurrent career with Mahomes. The AFC's not going to win every year. Like, the reality is, yeah, you guys got really, really good quarterbacks, but I'm with you on the under. Like 3 of the 5 of them are probably never going to win a Super Bowl. That's how hard it is.
That's a really good point, because you just listed off some really good quarterbacks, and it's only one of them gets to go every year. It's just you got 8 great quarterbacks.
Yeah, it was Josh Allen, and it was Lamar and Joe Burrow and Trevor Lawrence and Herbert, right? And teams keep franchise quarterbacks. I mean, is there a chance they go move around, go somewhere else? Sure there is. Lamar just re-signed. Herbert's locked in.
Herbert's going to win 3.
All right, so there's 3 right there.
Yeah, then there's no way it's over 2.5. I will say,
but I didn't say how many total. I said how many of them will win one. How many of them will win a Super Bowl championship? Over under of those 5, over under 2.5. I think the number's under.
I think it's more likely that one of those guys wins more than one.
Yes.
Than over 2.5.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
And I will say, to JJ's point, the fatigue is real. When you look back at Peyton Manning, he won the 2 MVPs, and then they got fatigued. He won 14 games and didn't win the MVP. It was the Super Bowl that got him back on that track.
Right.
So it's very interesting, but I do think Super Bowl or neither.
That's why Joel Embiid is going to have a problem winning another MVP. You like that offshoot question, didn't you?
I did. All right, I'm going to list some odds, and I want you to tell me who's going to be the MVP of Super Bowl 58. We've got Patrick Mahomes at plus 125, Brock Purdy at plus 235, Christian McCaffrey at plus 450, Travis Kelce at plus 1,200, Debo at plus 2,000. Everyone else is pretty far off.
I mean, I got Mahomes. I know that it's just too easy and too safe. I just, if I took a flyer, if you said, all right, what do you like as far as, a bargain to throw a couple shekels at. McCaffrey at 450 could be it. But it's always the dang quarterback, right?
And it comes down to, all right, who do you think is going to win the game?
Yeah.
And then what style of game is it going to be? So if the 49ers win, I think it's Brock Purdy. And where it would be someone else like Travis Kelce, it would have to be a low-scoring game where he has 10 for 100 in touch.
Okay.
And so if I am going with off best, trying to get some bang for my buck, it would be Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I agree with Kelce. I think if the Chiefs win, it's a Kelce game. So I kind of like that at plus 1,200. And also, I look at Debo plus 2,000.
It's not bad.
And thinking, if they win, he might have a few big
go
plays.
Nick Bosa, put 7,500 and making a couple sacks and forcing a fumble and being the difference.
You look at Von Miller. He forced fumble. Next thing you know, he's MVP. It's very interesting.
Yep. I mean, I guess that's a bargain bet. Yeah.
4th and goal.
Did I stutter? Beer me.
All right. I want each of you to pick either the Chiefs or 49ers, preferably not the same team. Then tell us the story of that team's regular season, postseason, and their keys to victory in Super Bowl 58.
Let me go first?
Go for it.
I'll take the Chiefs. Just because it. Let me give you a reason why. Not just because it's so hard for me to go against that guy. I believe in how you've been playing lately. And the fact that they went on the road this year, Patrick Mahomes never had to go on the road and play a playoff game. Patrick Mahomes never had to go. Okay, fine. He went to Buffalo. Underdogs. They win in Buffalo. All right, good for you. They went to Baltimore. Well, they're not going to, that's the number one seed and the MVP, and they won there. And to me, the route is tougher than slipping by to underdogs at home. Now, you can tell me San Francisco knows how to win tight games, and they do. They know how to win pressure games. Brock Purdy grew up and all that. I think there's an X factor there, and that dude is the X factor. I think they got the best quarterback and the best coach, and they've been playing really well. I will ride the Chiefs on this.
The story of the San Francisco 49ers season is they lived up to and surpassed their expectations with a quarterback no one wants to believe in. And Brock Purdy is not accidentally put on an MVP finalist list. Like, Brock Purdy is a good quarterback, mismanaged all this stuff like he has to be elite or he becomes elite with winning the Super Bowl. Football is so much more than that. There's only one dude right now that is changing the game, and that's Patrick Mahomes. Before Brock Purdy, it's the fact that in 2 years, the guy that was the last pick of the draft has this entire team bought into him. They are not just robots speaking about Brock Purdy. They believe in him. They trust him. They know he can make the big play. And the story of the Super Bowl for me is, can the 49ers defense revert back to the unit that we thought was the best on the team? Yeah, it's Christian McCaffrey, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, but everyone was like, man, it's that defense that makes them different. They haven't been that team. They've been a below average defense in the playoffs. They've made plays in the second half of games, just like the offense has, because for every comeback, there's a bit of a collapse, but you have to take advantage of what the other team is doing. So if the 49ers win this Super Bowl, we are going to see flashes of that defense that was elite.
Who you got?
Who do I have? It's very funny. There's a part of me that wants to say Chiefs big and just jinx them. But in reality, I think the Chiefs win. Their coaching staff has been amazing. They've been putting together these plans that have been stopping the best teams, best players. They have the experience. They have Mahomes. They have Kelsey, who is truly amazing. I mean, just look at the record book. I mean, his name's all over it. So I think the Chiefs. I mean, they've got everything, all the pieces. They're in the middle of their dynasty. I think it's the Chiefs.
All right, who do you got? Want to hear from you? 505-246-0610. And I'm going to ask you all this question. I love your thoughts on it. I want you to take those 5 great young quarterbacks, and if you want to throw Tua in there, you can make it 6. Josh Allen, Tua, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert. There's 6 of them. They're going to run a concurrent career.
Don't forget Stroud.
All right. Do I have to raise the number to 3.5? I got 7. I'm going to. All right. So I got 7 of them. C.J. Stroud, and you're forgetting Anthony Richardson too. But all right, C.J. Stroud. So I got those young 7. Over and under 3.5 of them will win a Super Bowl championship in their career, while Patrick Mahomes is still there. 505-246-0610. I mean, as you were saying it, I'm just thinking my way through it, and I'm like, I mean, how tough is this going to be? 505-246-0610. Hey, the number's growing. International Protective Service has hundreds of homeowners and business owners in Albuquerque and Santa Fe who trust them to watch their homes and businesses, to install alarms and cameras, to keep their eyes on those homes and their businesses and respond quickly when the alarm goes off, and they respond with an armed officer. The reality is police aren't coming for hours if they come at all, and in most cases, IPS is there within 7 minutes or less. You travel. You're not home all the time. Look, you can't watch your home all the time. There's almost nothing worse than coming home and finding out that you've been a victim of a break-in. You probably notice IPS officers at Walmart's, Target's, retail outlets. IPS is making a major difference for them, and they can help you too. They help me. Look, and I've been traveling a bit. Thank goodness I'm home for a while, but I see them every day on my security camera. They come by, they check to make sure my house is okay. They check the doors. They do a check in the back. They're there all the time. They've got a team watching video cameras. They watch and monitor alarms around the clock to make sure your home is secure. Call them at 505-897-2420, 505-897-2420, or visit ipsglobal.com. They can make your place secure as well. IPS, passionate about making Albuquerque a safer and a better place to live and work.
This report is sponsored by
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
I was born in New Mexico. I grew up on these streets. I got in trouble here, and I fought my way back in Burquia. I love New Mexico, especially the people. Now I'm using my training, tenacity, and energy to fight for you. I'm Adam Oki, lawyer, fighter, and New Mexican. I was a local athlete here in New Mexico, so I'm proud to support your local athletes.
Rudy's is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
Well, I'm going to the Frontier, walk up to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, 1 scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Or, I mean, Justin Herbert. I mean, is the greatest thing ever, right? They're not all going to win one. You know, they're all a few years in. So let's just take a 10-year sample. Let's just say they got 10, 11, 12 years left, right? And so does Mahomes. And you figure the AFC out of 12 years, the NFC is going to win 5 Super Bowls, so they're not going to win those. And let's say Mahomes wins, I don't know, 2 more. There's only then 4 to go around, 5 to go around. They're not all getting one. The comp is Phillip Rivers. The comp is Donovan McNabb or Jim Kelly. Great quarterbacks, really good. Dan Marino, good quarterbacks that just never got over the hump. So does that mean they can't be great? No, to me, that doesn't. Dan Marino was great. Dan Fouts was great. But it's fascinating, you guys, just how hard it is to win a damn Super Bowl. Like you said, Peyton Manning only won 2. Peyton Manning was as good of a regular season quarterback as I've ever seen in my life.
And that became a stigma against him.
Because he couldn't get over the hump. Right? I mean, Fran Tarkenton was a great quarterback back in the day. He went to 3 Super Bowls. Vikings went to 4. Couldn't get over the hump. And certainly, Matt Ryan, Phillip Rivers. That's how hard it is. And so you sit there and this is why I agree with you, JJ, so much. When you are in win now mode, go win now. And what the Rams did 2 years ago to go win now, the whole bleep the picks t-shirts, where they unloaded all their picks and Jared Goff to go get Stafford to get him over the top. They won their damn Super Bowl. Like, and you ask anybody who plays, you win once, like you've reached the mountain. You're in a different echelon. Yeah, you want to win again. I'm not telling you you don't stay hungry and you don't want to win more. But dang, man, I'm just telling you. Either Josh Allen and or Lamar Jackson and or Joe Burrow and Deshaun Watson's not even in there. Trevor Lawrence, CJ Stroud, Justin Herbert. A bunch of those guys are never going to win a Super Bowl. And they're really good.
It's someone, you said there's going to be an unexpected season. There's going to be a quarterback that we don't view as good enough. Jared Goff.
Brock Purdy. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts gets back there. Those guys.
All right. Better chance of winning one. Jared Goff or any of those guys they gave you in the AFC.
Jared Goff at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that window right now.
Right? And he's been there. But, Tony Romo was a good quarterback. Never won a Super Bowl. Donovan McNabb was a good quarterback. Never won a Super Bowl. Right? Matt Ryan. But Jake Delhomme won one. No, he didn't win one. He went to one. He didn't win one. It's pretty bonkers when you look at it. And every time, franchise gets their quarterback, they get their guy. Well, we can't let him go. But it's good. All right, text line. Joseph says Pacheco for MVP. You like that?
I'll bet.
Kansas City says Taylor Swift brought in $30 million value with merchandise. Jeff says Taylor Swift haters, on the average, she has been shown 25 seconds in a 3.5-hour game. AFC Championship, they showed her 32 seconds in a 3.5-hour broadcast. A lot of wasted hate out there. If you don't like it, turn off your damn TV. Kansas City says she's brought in $300 million in value with merchandise. CBS is selling $7 million 30-second spots. About a third of the advertisers are now targeting young women that demographic is up 30%. So the last 5 or 6 spots sold to new advertisers targeting that younger female demographic. Everybody's making money off of Taylor Swift's appearance. You mentioned this earlier. Why on earth? She's not on that much. It's not like you're just saturated. You can't watch the game because, and by the way, somebody should. Some like one of the entertainment channels should just do a Taylor Swift cam and you can just watch her the whole time. But why the hate on this? It blows my freaking mind.
They're trying to take away your football, Jeff.
But they're not. Yeah, they're just not.
They're taking it away from me, giving it to the Swiftie.
Yeah, they're just not.
In 2022, a 30-second spot was $6.5 million. So
yeah, I think it's up to $7 million.
That's, a nominal jump. So I don't think it's all Taylor Swift.
It's all conspiracy.
Well, but
it's an election year and they're giving me Taylor Swift.
It's who's buying in, right? So who are they targeting? They're not just it's not just Viagra commercials and Doritos and beer. We're going to see different brands from what I understand now that are not just targeting men that will be targeting young women as well.
This is what I believe the strategy is.
Yeah.
They're trying to win back moms after the DeMar Hamlin deal. So they're using Swifties and that whole angle to soften it up and get moms back on board so they let their sons
So
play.
is Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift a fake relationship? Is it a plant by the NFL?
Is that what you're saying?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying she's...
Kind of does.
No.
It kind of does.
You have to capitalize on what the world gives you. And if they're giving you Taylor Swift, you're dumb not to.
Look. Every one of you who would ever have a business would do the same thing. She is there. If she's in a relationship with, by the way, one of the most marketable, he's on more commercials than anybody, right? It used to be Peyton Manning, now it's him, right?
Feels that way.
I mean, honestly, anybody else doing more?
It is Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Who else is doing a
Did
spot?
you almost say Mahado?
I almost said Mahado.
Models, it's so good.
Yeah.
The model thing is great. But here's the bottom line. She's not infiltrating your football.
I love this the way it's phrased.
Well, but she's
infiltrating
not.
football. They're taking it away from us.
She's up there sitting
Everyone's getting
with the
soft.
family, and every. I would argue you would get more cutaways from. I don't know, like when Fox does Lobo games, they have that one camera angle. Yeah, we're way late, aren't we, dude? Like, have we blown way through this? Hey, DC, are we blown way through the top of the hour break? Should we take this break and then talk to Kenny Thomas about Taylor Swift? All right, we'll kick it with Kenny next on the opening drive. And
browse the aisles of in-stock cabinets available in a variety of sizes and configurations and instantly elevate your space today. Visit a show.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet? Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a few local dealerships where you'll find honest people who have your best interests in mind. And Fiesta Kia is one of them. We've been helping our neighbors save money and drive dependable cars for years, and we'd love to help you. With new Kias arriving daily, you'll love our selection and the peace of mind you'll get driving a Kia from Fiesta. So stop by and see us today at Fiesta Kia on Lomas, or just start driving now at fiestakia.com.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Kenny Thomas, brought to you by Capital Ford on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The Sports Animal.
Trade deadline in the NBA was yesterday. There was some movement, actually quite a bit of movement. And then the Nuggets went into L.A., beat the Lakers last night. Knicks had 7 dues available to them by the end of their loss to the Mavericks. A lot going on in hoopsketball. It is Kicking It with Kenny on a Super Friday. Former Lobo great Kenny Thomas is with us. He spent 11 years in the NBA, now an entrepreneur. And just got back from Super Bowl week. No biggie, playing golf, going to parties, hanging out with the big dogs.
No parties, bro.
None?
No.
I don't.
Man, I was out there hosting, man. Me and Teresa.
Hosting parties?
Nope.
Nope. Hey, by the way,
hosting people with money.
On your way back, I was telling DC about Sammy C's Rockin' Sports Pub in Gallup, and
Yeah.
you were there. Am I lying when I say it's as good a sports bar as there in America?
It's amazing. I've never been, obviously I've been to Gallup, but I've never been to Sammy C's before. And I've known him for years, obviously. And I think a year or two ago when I think Danny Gonzalez was doing some stuff out there, I got invited to that, but I didn't end up going. But as soon as you walk in, man, he has it's an unbelievable collection. And you got to walk around to find some Lobo pieces.
It's like a museum.
Yeah, it really is. And then he allowed me to sign the floor and everything, and it was pretty cool. And there's some people that's come through there. So thank you, Sammy, so much. I appreciate you.
I got next time DC's going through, he's stopping there. All right, what's the biggest headline of trade deadline day to you in the NBA?
Sacramento Kings did nothing. Yes, I'm coming hard. The Sacramento Kings did nothing, but they cleared up some cap space with one of the Lopez brothers. I think they traded for him from Milwaukee. And
wasn't one of them reading a book on the bench last night?
That was Robin. So Robin got traded to Sacramento, but he never left because they immediately waived him.
So he was just sitting on the bench
at the Bucks game last night, just chilling.
Yeah, so I don't think the Kings are going to fly him in for that one, right? But the nice thing about it is once you get waived, you probably don't want to go through that, but you get an opportunity to go to another team right away. And imagine if he ended up going to a team that's in contention for a championship or they're playing for something, right? It would suck if he went to the Detroit Pistons.
Like Malachi Flynn just did. Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
but
somebody's got to go there and
Grimes.
get paid. But I mean, all right, let me ask. Yes, it would suck. All right, I'm going to look at that. No, it would. And losing every day would suck. And
I've been there for a minute.
In Detroit?
No, man. Come on, in Houston.
yeah,
my rookie year, we lost about 30, honestly, about 20 straight.
All right, so the
straight.
lowest salary on that team is $2.019 million. That's Archie Diacono. But let's just say you're making you're Shake Milton, you're making $5 million a year. I mean, that's how you justify it every day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You're getting paid to play something that you enjoy. It's something that you've grown.
Even though you're getting your ass kicked every day.
Yeah, man, it comes with the territory. You still got to show up and be professional. My boy Monty Williams is over there. I play with him in Philadelphia.
8-43.
Yeah, but man, one of those wins came against my Sacramento Kings.
Yeah, they're 8-43. Kenny
I'm pretty
Thomas
sure.
is in studio. We're kicking it with Kenny today.
What's it like trade deadline week when
it's depressing?
Ooh, that's good.
It's the uncertainty, the locker rooms.
That's a great question, man. Let me give you a little story right now. So I was in Houston on the Rudy Tomjanovich, my third year, because I was there 2.5 years. And I got traded, and it was random. It was like a month before Christmas. And then what's so crazy, we had a game that day, and I woke up and I was taking my shower, take a shower, everything, man. And then I got a phone call from Rudy T. He's like, "Yo, Kenny, I'm sorry, but you've been traded."
Is that how that goes?
Yeah. So I'm like, what happens now? You get X amount of time to report. I think it's like 48 hours to 72 hours to report, and you got to take a physical. So if the physicals are passed on both sides with both players that are going to the opposite teams, then the trade's good. If not, then the physicals don't go through, then the trade can be voided. That's the worst thing ever, because I've seen some situations like that to where trades don't happen, and then you got to go right back to where you're not wanted, but you still got to go back and you got to play, and they expect you to be a professional and this and that, but it's hard, man, because there's a lot of passion involved.
Did you think you were even on the block at that point? Or
No.
So that came totally out of left field.
It came out of left field. That's why I was like, whoa. And I was a starter at the time, but the way it happened, it was a 3-way trade with Philadelphia and Denver. Larry Brown wanted me in Philly. James Posey, I I think went somewhere to one of those teams, and like Mark Bryant, older guy that's a coach right now, went to the other team.
So when does the new team contact you? Do they call you right
Same
after?
day
And say, all right, here's your flight?
yeah, same day. And then once.
So how much stuff do you take? So you've
Great
been in
question.
Houston, right? You're living in Houston for X number of years, so you kind of settled, right? You
And I
got
had
all
just
your
bought a
stuff.
house there too.
Really?
It was my first house.
All right.
It was on a Fred Couples course too. I was in the country club. Yeah. I see you, DC, in there jamming. DC in there and dancing in the booth, you guys. It was right before Christmas, so I went and I played, and Larry Brown was so cool because we had some time in between. He let me fly back, get some more stuff, and then I had to come back for the remainder of the season after Christmas break.
They help you find a place to live, or what?
Oh yeah, they take care of everything. They put you up. It's I was in a hotel the majority of when I did get traded. I was in a hotel because I didn't have a house there yet, but I did go back to Philly and I signed my big contract, and then that's when I was looking for a house, and I didn't end up finding anything. Not a big East Coast guy, man. I'm a West Coast guy.
I get it. I get it. He's Kenny Thomas, West Coast Kenny.
Yeah, looking back, it's
I like that West Coast Kenny.
So James Posey went to Houston in that deal. You go to Philadelphia. Mark Bryant and Art Long go to Denver.
Yeah, I was close. I had the right teams. I mean, when I was doing NBC Sports for the Sacramento Kings, Mark Bryant, I got to see some of those guys because the old players are on the bench now. Being a coach in the NBA, it was never on my plan. But then here I am being able to do more media stuff. I feel like this media platform that you guys have and being able to be on NBC Sports and doing TV, I think that's more me when it comes to my personality. And then being able to go around and connect with kids, put on basketball tournaments and help kids, give them an opportunity to advance, not just in the state of New Mexico. I want to bring some more colleges in when I start having these basketball tournaments starting in April.
When you look at the trade deadline, too, it's along the edges. It's bench guys, it's rotation guys, but how much can you actually work your way into a team at this point in the season?
Well, it's hard. That's a great question, because if the team is trading for you to a certain extent, hopefully you're that piece that they're actually trading for, opposed to you being an addition to actually come into that team. You never know, man, because people get thrown in the trades all the time because it revolves around money. And it has to make sense, right? And then if you're not, you could be that guy that ends up getting waived. And then it goes back to what I said. You get another opportunity to go to another team while you still might have the option of getting paid by that same team that traded for you.
What'd you make of the Lakers drama? There was part that LeBron wanted out, but then he tweets an hourglass, and right, all the cryptic tweets by him. They wanted another piece. He needed another piece. The Lakers weren't willing to even more mortgage their future. There was talk about him getting traded. There was a lot of drama that nothing happened.
He ain't getting traded,
obviously.
If
but
he
he
gets
may leave
traded
at the end of the year.
If he gets traded or he leaves, it's because he wants to leave.
That's right.
When you have a guy like him that has so much influence and so much power, there's probably like 10 guys that are like that in the league, if not more, that can determine their own destiny. And it's a tough situation because being a Laker, you have to win, and being with LeBron, they're expecting that team to win. And I feel like the Lakers are going to make a push. I even feel like the Warriors are going to make a push. It's just a matter of how it's all going to unfold.
What about Clay? Watching Clay sit on the bench. So, I mean, is he done? Is he in a slump? Because it's always tough watching a player, and he's 30. I want to say 36, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he's right there with Steph Curry as far as age-wise.
He's the second best shooter we've seen in this generation. Name it Dame Lillard.
They're the Splash Brothers for a reason, and Dame, man, that's a whole nother breed right there when it comes to stretching. He's more like on that Steph Curry level. When you're talking about going deep from behind the perimeter, man, Clay, it's an interesting situation because they're going to have to pay him, obviously, and I feel like they are going to pay him. If they weren't, I feel like they would have tried to move him, right? Because if he doesn't get paid now, I think he's a free agent. So
what's his value in the market? Right?
His value's huge. I think it is. He's still a Splash Brother, man. Well, you got your eye coming up? What you over here twitching? Because
I don't know if his value is 150 175 huge at this point.
That's probably what he's trying to get. But you got to pay the man. I mean, think about the salary cap is 130, 140, and you got 15 guys on the team. Obviously, some other guys that are younger probably going to have to suffer. Maybe you can get Steph Curry to give some money back because he's already making a crap load.
So you think he's staying there?
I don't see him going anywhere. Look at the same situation.
They're not
with Draymond.
playing him though. In crunch time, he's sitting on the bench.
Look at the same situation with Draymond Green.
Yeah, they kept him
3-year, $100 million,
which was crazy,
and it was last minute. See, you guys think that's crazy, but Steve Kerr is not letting that guy go if he has a say. I just don't see it happen.
And they got a new GM. It's not Bob Myers anymore. All right, Kenny Thomas is in. Want to talk some college hoops?
Man, talk whatever you want.
Rick Pitino, Richard's dad, made a comment about Richard, what he should do as far as his future job. I want to get your thoughts on that. When we come back, Lobos are playing UNLV tomorrow. The pit is already sold out for what should be a rockin' Saturday evening. It's the opening drive, kicking it with Kenny on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
The Super Bowl matchup.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is Pro View. From pros to prep, all your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on Pro View Networks.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
Get ready, Spell, get ready.
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
it's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh? I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom. Sweet. Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
These days, it's important to know people and businesses you can trust. There's a lot of places where you can buy a vehicle, but there's only a...
That's what he got out of that whole break. That's what he took from it. Kenny Thomas is in. We're kicking it with Kenny, the former Lobo great. 11 years in the NBA, and hangs out with us on Tuesdays and Fridays. You can listen to him after the game tomorrow over on News Radio KKOB. Lobos and UNLV tomorrow on the Pit. Sold out. A big one is the Lobos are coming off. I thought the way they handled their business on Tuesday going up to Wyoming, and I've said to JJ a lot, what impresses me, Kenny, about this particular Lobo team, the business, like the way they're winning by double digits, they're going on the road. Yeah, they got beat by Boise State. Like you're gonna get beat.
Yeah.
I love the demeanor of this team. I love that they're relatively deep. I don't know that they're not insanely deep up front.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, crazy deep in the backcourt. But it feels like they're built for making a run, whatever that means.
The run that I see the Lobos having in the next, like, what is it, like 6-7 games that they have left, it's gonna determine where they end up when it comes to the Mountain West tournament. The fact that they're able to be ranked right now, and it's like going into the second week that I think they're ranked from 19 to 25 is huge, because they're establishing themselves as a presence to where the recognition is there, and they're creating some stability right now to where they're staying on the map, to where people know what they're doing. Obviously, going into the conference tournament is going to be huge, because that's going to determine how things are going to roll out. But I feel like the way the Lobos are playing right now, they're playing some great basketball. UNLV is a great team, actually. They beat the Lobos at UNLV.
Handled them.
Like really bad. Those twin brothers, they got one that goes inside, one that goes outside. They're pretty good. Yes, the Boone brothers. And then they got some other pieces that are playing some great ball. So I think it's going to come down. I mean, you got the guards for UNM, but I think it's going to come down to the front court.
All right. I want to ask you about this. And when you were here, there was always noise that Dave Bliss was going to leave, right? Every once you hit mid-February all the way through April, there's talk about coaches. And are they going to take this job? Are they going to take that job?
I would have killed him.
Right? Well, if he left. But there was always noise. He was always rumored.
Yeah.
Okay, Richard Pitino's name's up for jobs. The DePaul job is open right now. It's going to pay probably north of $3 million. Rick Pitino, his dad, who's at St. John's, was asked the other day about, do you think Richard will take the job at DePaul? Rick said, this is a quote, I personally want him to stay at New Mexico. I want him to stay at New Mexico until I leave St. John's, and he can take my place then. He said, but one thing I'll tell you about my son, Richard, is he's his own man. I have no idea what he does. I can tell you, Richard, I have no idea what he does. I did when he was assistant coach. He's his own man. So if he wants to go to DePaul or anywhere else, that's going to be his call. It's his quote. How much does that noise seep into the locker room?
Okay. Rick Pitino, obviously, legendary coach, right? And he knows what he's talking about. The key thing that stood out to me was, okay, staying in Mexico until I'm done.
Yeah.
So why not just stay in Mexico, period, right? And then,
well, the answer is because New Mexico is paying him $1.2 million, and they can pay him 3.4 or something.
Man, you never know. There's ways of probably working things out when it comes to money, especially when it comes to this community, right? There might be other resources to where they might be able to pull some money from somewhere. Once again, I'm going back to what I initially said. It started off good by saying New Mexico, right? And then next thing you know, when I'm done. When is he done?
Well, he's 71.
You know what I mean?
Let's say he's got 4 years left.
It doesn't matter. To me, it doesn't matter right now, because I feel like it's already jumping ship a little bit, right? To a certain extent.
If he's
instead
the
of-
coach and waiting somewhere across the country?
Yeah, man, because I'm saying this for a reason, because how many coaches have we had that have come through here that has not stayed for a decent amount of time outside of my coach?
Whether,
Dave Bliss?
well, okay. Alfred was here, was it JJ6?
Outside of Alfred.
And the rest of them, but they didn't leave on their own accord.
That's what I'm saying.
Richie McKay, Fran Fraschilla, Craig Neal, Paul Weir, all were asked to leave. The only one who left on their own accord was Bliss and was Alfred.
Bliss left when I was done, and I
Right.
still talk to Dave Bliss every now and then.
Somebody asked me the other day about that, what your relationship with him
Oh,
is.
I still talk to him.
Yeah.
Clayton Shields talks. No, he doesn't talk to him. But he sends out like clippings to all of us. Even Tony Benford, who was an assistant
Who
coach.
I just saw coaching somewhere.
He's at TCU.
That's where, and he was, when Jamie Dixon got thrown out, he was running. I ran into him a couple years ago,
Yeah.
every year at the Conference
Yeah.
USA meetings when he was at.
Yeah, because he was at the
Is it UTSA?
No, he was at a different school that got in trouble before, and then he went to TCU.
Yeah.
But the coach came back. I forgot the school.
But
But
he
anyway,
was the head coach for a while too. He was anyway. Go on.
But my whole thing is, man, like, how come we can't get some stability around here from the standpoint of somebody that's gonna stay?
Because I just think
know
that
it's
I
money.
just think that's the world. I just think who's got stability at head coaching in the NBA? I mean, anywhere. Who's got stability in coaching?
See, but this is
Duke,
how you build a program,
Kansas?
though, bud.
I know.
You know,
It's changed though with the portal and NIL.
and I totally agree. But right now, they're 19. They finally got to 19. They cracked the top 25. They're 25. They're rolling. Obviously, if you're getting recognition and you're coaching good, people are gonna want to come after you, right? It's like the NFL. It's like any other thing that you guys said. But why not build something here? I that's just my opinion. Build something here, because
and he's building something here.
And he is.
Yeah.
So he's been here for what, 4 years?
This
5
is
years?
his third.
So that's not a lot of time, man. But that's just me. And I'm supposed to be a little biased because it's my school.
No,
right?
I get it.
So
Yeah, I think that if we were having this conversation 10 years ago, absolutely. But everything's year to year, because what you're building is how much NIL money do you have to get the players to join your team.
And the disparity in money, right? And so where college athletics is going to go now, and there's this power structure, the Big East would be part of that in basketball. I mean, I don't know, man. I've never made this money, the kind of money you have. The difference between 1.2 million and 3.4 million,
I get it.
feels significant.
It comes down to taxes too, right?
Well,
You got-
it's
you gotta
lifestyle.
include that.
Where does your family want to be? Where is
Yeah.
your family? Where like the support, the opportunity.
That's all fair.
Now that this league is being better, like if you'd have said this 3 years ago, right? Well, the Mountain West is a 1, maybe 2 bid league. Well, for crying out loud, there are 4, maybe 5 bid league. Can that sustain? This will be 2 years in a row.
Yeah.
When you're saying going to the Big East, your opportunity to get to where you want to get.
I think it can sustain. And I feel like, okay, let's keep it real. The Lobos weren't that good for a while, right?
And then he came
there's
along.
a lot of seats that were lost. There was a lot of corporate sponsors that were lost. And then there was a lot of money that was gone. Now you have so many of these Fortune 500 companies coming in here. You got Facebook. I hope UNM has some with Facebook, right? If not, I'm going to try and get a deal with Facebook, I hope. But you got to build something to get to the number you want. But that's just my opinion. Once again, I'm being biased.
Yeah.
I know he got to think about his family. His family's amazing. I just saw Patino at Ruth Chris the other night.
Nice.
And he's even looking at coming on my post-game show.
Humble
So
brag. See? Humble brag.
I like him, and I want Lobo basketball to get back. Not that it's not there now, but I'm saying to get back to where it was consistent when I was here.
It comes down to right now, it's all good. This team has to win on the road, because if they don't find a way to win, I say at least 2 of the last 4 big road games,
Totally.
Nevada, San Diego State, Boise State, Utah State.
Those are going to be huge. Even
Doesn't
though Nevada,
matter what ranking is by your name at that point.
I totally agree. Even though Nevada has the record that's not so good, and you got Colorado State and some other guys that are right there, and you got the Lobos tied with the four-way tie. Man, this thing is a flip of a coin right now, and obviously you have to go on the road to win. And if they don't take care of the road, man, it's going to be interesting.
So here's what you got. UNLV Saturday. Then you go to Reno next Tuesday, San Diego next Friday, and then come home for Colorado State.
Ooh, I got a busy week next. I got a
Yeah,
busy
you
next like
gotta
10, 12.
I think those are all late games too.
Oh, don't remind me.
I mean,
The Nevada
want you to
game is
forget.
9 p.m. tip-off.
Oh,
on
That is-
Tuesday?
On Tuesday.
California, you're killing me, man.
That's Nevada.
Same. It's just right. It's just right there, bro. Trust me. I live in Sacramento. It's just right
Well,
there.
especially where Reno is, it is kind of on the border. Yeah.
Hey, for the game this coming up Saturday, everybody on the club level over there by the Letterman's Lounge, as soon as you pass it to get in, I will be doing a tasting for my KT Legacy wines up there starting at like 4:30 until like tip-off. Come check me out. Come try my stuff.
And then after the game, listen to Kenny over on News Radio KKOB. He and Brandon Ortega have Lobo Live. It's the post-game show. You can call in and respond to UNLV and New Mexico. Kenny will be back in here on Tuesday, and it'll be game day
Yes,
against Nevada. It's always good seeing you, man.
Hey, shout out to my boy JC Stroud.
CJ Stroud?
I said his last name.
That's all right.
Well, I said his name.
You know, we'll
wrong.
get you and Joe Biden are just getting
See what
names
I got the
mixed up.
beanie on.
All right, we'll see you next week.
Co-rookie of the years, buddy.
Have fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It's Kenny Thomas. We're kicking it with Kenny. It's the opening drive on 95.9 FM and AM 610, the sports animal.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
Hi, my name is Daniel Chavez, and this is my business partner, David Chavez. We are the owners of Indeed Safety. Indeed Safety is a local safety consulting company helping our clients with their safety needs for their projects.
One of the things we pride ourselves as a construction safety company is helping our men and women in construction get home safe every day to their families. Indeed Safety is a proud supporter of ProView Network.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
We aren't all born with the same opportunities. But it's the people who care that change everything.
You ready, Spout? You ready?
My coach. My teacher. My older sisters. My grandma. My brother. My tutor. My dad and my mom.
As New Mexicans, it's up to all of us to do our part.
So that no child goes without love.
And no family has to do it all on their own.
They're all our children. Every single person is called to make a difference in the life of a child.
It's up to all of us to do our part.
To pull together.
Pull together.
Pull together.
To make New Mexico the best place to be a kid.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, ripped, plastered, taint, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Young driver, this one. Hard to get her out. She'd been drinking. This one. Both of them gone. They'd been drinking, and he drove clear off the road. This was my family. Drunk driver hit us. And my wife and our daughter, they didn't make it.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of Pro V Sports.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mir here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. CEO, baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Teenagers love a party, especially during prom and graduation season. Often, alcohol is involved. Some parents think that hosting a party with alcohol in their home will keep the kids safe, but it's wrong and it's illegal. As a parent, to allow your teenagers' underage friends to consume alcohol on your property is a felony. Parents who host lose the most.
He goes, the Giants went on to play on the road, Tampa, Dallas, and Green Bay. So who you play on the road matters, and what you do in the playoffs matter. And that's what Brady was saying, and it does matter. And when you saw that these two teams play in the playoffs, San Francisco and Kansas City went on the road and beat the best 2 quarterbacks in the league. Okay? And San Francisco had a tough time beating both Green Bay and Detroit. Okay? So we talked earlier in the year about players and teams in the October. I have to tell you this. Patty Mahomes is Mr. October. He's the guy that stirs the drink. He's in rarefied air. There are only, I think this is his 4th year. He can win 3 championships in 4 years. There's only like a few other players, and both the basketball players, Will Chamberlain, Bill Russell, Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, and Guy Lafleur are the only 5 players in sports who have done that. Nobody in the NFL has done that. Mahomes has a chance to do it come this Sunday. He will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, for years and years and years, I want to say this to you. If you have any extra coin laying around the house, put it on Kansas City. These guys are the real deal, defending Super Bowl champions. They're going to come back and win on Sunday, and Patty Mahomes is going to be in rarefied air come Monday morning, guys. Guys, have a good weekend and enjoy.
Thanks, Dan. So he's on. I mean, that's kind of where I was going, right? The road to get there, who's playing better, right?
That was a strong call right there. I didn't expect Guy Lafleur to.
How about a Guy Lafleur reference? Everybody's going, what? Guy who?
Yeah. How do you spell that?
G-E-E-E, what? Edward, good morning. You're on the Sports Animal. What's happening?
Hey, greetings from downtown Austin, Jeff. I'm not sure I'll make it to Hooters or our other famed restaurant, Cheesecake Factory, but I'm going to try. Hey, that was a good call, but it's factually incorrect. 2 quarterbacks have won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. One, Troy Aikman, pre-salary cap era, and Brady's almost done it twice. He did it in his first 3 Super Bowls, won 3. Hope the guy's listening because he's a good caller. He did it his first year as a starter, won 3 in 4 years, and then he won 3 in 5 years later in his career, and the only quarterback in the salary cap era to get that done. So legacies are at stake this weekend, my guys, my friends. Can Mahomes continue to climb the all-time list and win his 3rd and 4th in 4 years? Very strong chance. And then Purdy, we've seen wonderful stories before. Kurt Warner wasn't even drafted. He was bagging groceries. Comes off, wins 2 league MVPs, goes to 3 Super Bowls. It's a wonderful story. And I think Purdy, if he wins this Super Bowl, is going to be amazing. My pick, I just think the Niners are going to find a way. I think they have a loaded roster. I think that Purdy's going to either make moves with, make plays with his feet or his arm late in the game. And you never want to bet against Mahomes. The guy is transcendent. I think the Niners are going to find a way to win a 3 or 4 point game. Hey, real quick on the Mountain West, I have an auspicious feeling, and the Lobos are having a great season. San Diego State Aztecs are going to win that conference. I just have a feeling they're going to put it together, solidify their team, and they're going to win the regular season championship and make a run in the NCAA. But not because you're my friend, Jeff, but because I just feel that's what's going to happen, and then everyone else is going to kind of dogfight. So enjoy the game, enjoy the weekend. If there's a football god, the San Francisco 49ers will win this weekend.
Not right.
Have a delightful weekend.
All right, see, I mean, a lot of facts in there, except for factually incorrect. If there's a football god, then the Niners will not win this weekend. That's just not right. And you know what's crazy about Edwards' call? His take on the Chiefs. He is all about, I love greatness and embrace greatness. And right, he's a Tiger Woods guy, and he's a LeBron guy, and he's Brady guy. But now we're watching something else great rise from the Phoenix, and I know why. He doesn't want it to challenge. He's a Patriots fan.
Yeah, he doesn't want it to challenge Tom.
But that's the biggest inconsistency, and he's a longtime caller, but he's all about embrace the greatness and I'm here for greatness. We're watching greatness. We're watching Reed Mahomes create something that is great, that is dynastic, that is but he's if there's a football god, no, then the Niners will lose. If there's a football god, but you see the inconsistency there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's when fandom trickles into even what you think is, hey, this is my take. That's right on the line, well thought out. They all lean one way or another.
All right, text line. The Super Bowl MVP will be the San Francisco field goal kicker.
Ooh, Jake Moody.
All right. Super Bowl will be awesome. Kind of going with Brock Purdy, Christian McCaffrey offense to get the win. 38-31. 49ers enjoy the big game, fellas. John of the Duke City 505. All right. Thank you, John. This one says Kansas City Chiefs are going to win big. They're going to win by 10 or more. Purdy is going to throw interceptions, plural. Okay. This one says winning the Super Bowl doesn't guarantee you a job anymore. Doug Peterson, and he did it without an elite quarterback. We were talking about Kyle Shanahan earlier.
Well, that's more of a Philadelphia thing.
Yeah, that seems to be. Yeah,
It
certainly is. All right, this is on the Patino stuff on the text line. The son, Richard, is his own grown man, says the father, Rick, ? Then why does the father say the son should follow in their footsteps and coach at the school they leave? All right, the context is he was asked the question. Rick didn't just come out and make a comment about it. Like, he was asked a question about, do you think Richard will take the job? And
at
so
DePaul.
he said, at DePaul. And if he's, I don't even know that he's been offered the job.
Well, it was because St. John's just beat DePaul at DePaul Tuesday night. And someone asked Rick Pitino post-game about, hey, would Richard be interested in the job?
Yeah, that's all. All right. I got a bunch also from you on here. Lady Lobos playing.
They do.
Why the noon post time? Oh wait, is this still today? Just want to say, I have commitments until 1:30. Will you back the game up? They got a noon game and the men play at 6. Can you back this up for Dan? The reason I set up my schedule like that is so I can have Saturday afternoons and evenings free, which is when every other program in the school, except apparently this one, usually plays. Got a men's game at 6, Dan. They got to clear the place out.
Playing 2 home games in one day? And they're not playing a game on Sunday? Because why would you want to do that?
Against Super Bowl, Iowa women are playing on Sunday. Iowa, Nebraska.
Well, Kate and Clark early is a draw.
Yeah.
They can do that.
Can you back this up for Dan? He can't go. He has a standing commitment Saturday until about 1:30. Can you help him?
Join us on the radio.
Just asking. All right, on the Lady Lobos. Mike says, does Bradbury equal Dave Bliss? Jeff Alou, when I heard Bradbury's answer/non-answer about the status of Anaya Ogman, it reminded me a lot of the squirrely responses we would get around here 25 years ago. All right, Anaya Ogman is hurt. How hurt is she going to play?
She's a game time decision.
Is that what it is?
She was a game time decision Wednesday. Like, he went right up, showed up at the arena, 9 a.m. when they made the decision if she could go or not. She was unable to go, and it's trending toward the same thing on Saturday with her knee. So,
big one tomorrow.
Like, it was down to that. Like, they showed up to the arena and said, all right, how's it feel? Let's test it out. Can't go. Same thing's going to happen on Saturday.
505-246-0610, your last chance to get in, make your call on the Super Bowl. We'll get our picks. Not that that matters, but we'll put them on the record. It's the opening drive. Jeff, JJ, DC on 95.9 FM and AM 610. The sports animal, your home for the Super Bowl.
This is...
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
Hi, I'm Steve Stucker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico Youth Athletics. IPS provides residential and commercial security services in the Albuquerque metro area. For more info, please call 505-897-2420 or visit internationalprotectiveservice.com.
If you're drunk, blasted, intoxicated, rip, plastered, destroyed, bruh. If you're like this, you shouldn't be driving.
Albuquerque's leader in sports is ProView. From pros to prep. All your favorite action. All your favorite talk shows. Find it on ProView Networks.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Hey, look! It's Dwight Goodman! Boom! This place is hot. Let's see if anyone needs my help. How about I drive you madman home, huh?
I got this, Dwight. I'm the designated driver. Boom.
Sweet.
Does anyone need Dwight's help getting home tonight?
No thanks, Romeo. I've got a taxi all lined up.
Drive safe, Dwight. Boom! Boom!
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Mirror here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Shorty, she better than all my intentions. Locked in, shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
Well, I'm going to the frontier, walking to the cashier, order up a root beer and a #1. Cover it with green stuff, one scoop is not enough. Find a booth is real tough, back by the Duke. Meet my family, meet my friends in the quirkiest restaurant I have ever been. All of Albuquerque's favorite spot, it's the Frontier Restaurant.
The Frontier Restaurant is a proud supporter of ProView Networks.
Don't sacrifice quality and flavor when you're in a hurry. Golden Pride offers ribs, fried chicken, red and green chili breakfast burritos, and Frontier sweet rolls. 4 great locations, or visit us online at goldenprideabq.com. Golden Pride Barbecue Chicken and Ribs are proud supporters of ProView Sports.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. International Protective Services is a proud supporter of ProView Sports and New Mexico.
Christian McCaffrey, Myles Garrett. Offensive rookie and defensive rookie, C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. And the comeback player of the year was Joe Flacco. All right. Are you a watch at home with a family guy, or are you going to a party?
I'll probably watch with family. I'm not sure if it'll be at my house or at someone else's, but it'll be a small get together.
Yeah, I'm torn. I got Addie. And I'm not sure what Addie and Audra want to do. I think I do. I don't like being unsocial.
Sometimes you just want to chill and not like. You don't need everyone like, hey, how you doing? It's like,
you know how I equate this? Pick a series. What was Game of Thrones?
Game of Thrones?
Sopranos. Pick a series. You watch the whole season, and it's the finale. Do you want to watch it with a group of people where you can't hear it and can't focus it, or do you watch it by yourself or with just with your one person?
In that scenario, it's definitely myself or one other person.
Is that an unfair analogy?
No.
It's actually a really good one. Because you're right, it's all building up to this one event.
Right.
And so if someone wants to talk all the way through it because they didn't really watch everything leading up to it.
But there are watch parties for those things.
Absolutely.
Right? There are. And I'm like, that's not how I want to do the end of a great series. And that's how I always look at the Super Bowl. It's like, I've been watching this all year. I've watched how many damn episodes, and this is the finale of the series. I kind of want to, but I know I won't. The place I went last year, which I think is where we're committed for this year, and I say committed, I enjoy it a lot, and you know them. It was a pretty good setup, and I got a good seat, and there was good bourbon, and and my daughter's now able to drive home.
It's a win-win.
Yeah. All right. I got the Chiefs. I told you why. I not only is it hard for me to bet against that guy, to me, I feel that they've been playing the best. The road to get there, go on the road, go to Buffalo, go on the road at Baltimore. They played actually 3 games, right? They played a home game to get things started. This is no disrespect to San Francisco. Am I going with my heart a little bit? Probably. Not that I love Kansas City. I'm on the Chiefs 4 to 7 points.
24-20 Kansas City.
Yeah, it's right in my zone, right? Yeah.
About Super Bowl 50.
Where are you?
31-27 Kansas City.
Chiefs. Okay.
Secretly, though, I'm hoping to jinx them with that pick.
Why? So why do you not want them? Are you just sick of them? Is it?
No, I do appreciate the greatness, but I was born in San Francisco, and
okay.
I grew up a Broncos fan. So,
a Shanahan thing? Shanahan McCaffrey?
I mean,
no, that's
it's
fine.
Shanahan, it's McCaffrey.
No, I'm fine with that. I appreciate that actually.
And Lynch, don't forget Lynch, and Juszczyk.
Do you have Chief fatigue?
I've had Chief fatigue for like 42 years.
Really? And I don't. I actually really enjoy them, and I enjoy them I've tried to figure this out why. It's in large part, it's very analogous to why I enjoy the Golden State Warriors, a team for whom I never really had an affection in the past, like the Chiefs, but I enjoy this variation of them because I like the way they play.
I think you'd have a different answer if it was San Francisco.
Well, 100% I would.
3rd Super Bowl winning Warriors.
Yeah, no, I promise you I would. In fact, the last 49er team that went in, I remember, gosh, I really would like them if they weren't the 49ers. No, I mean, I grew up a Rams fan. It's like you guys, man. You can't root for the Raiders, right?
It's funny. I'm more comfortable rooting for the Raiders than I am the Chiefs.
All right, so you can't.
Well, we don't have to worry
Chiefs.
about that with the Raiders.
Right.
I suppose that is true.
But you, if you grew up, you have your sports biases. I do. I mean, I'm not trying to hide it. I had some great buddies who were big Niners fans, and we had battles, and they beat the crap out of me back in the day. And so, yeah, that's one of those. But I also do like the Chiefs. I a lot the same reasons I've enjoyed the Warriors. I enjoy the way they play.
I love watching Kelsey. I'll give him that. It's one of my favorite positions, and he plays it so well. So, I mean, they're great for a reason.
Yeah. Hoser, good morning.
Good morning, guys. I'm going with the Chiefs this weekend. No scientific or no stat-related reason. I like the fact that they just could become the team of the 20s, and so you don't see that too often. So you go back to the Cowboys, they were the team of the 90s, and then you move on. So I like to see those teams. I like to see the dynasties, and the way the football is nowadays. I think that might go away. So. And as far as hanging out, Super Bowl at home, quiet, that's me. I like just, eating wings with the family.
Dude, you
with all
got
the little hosers and
17.
everybody,
You got
and
17
they all
little
enjoy it.
hosers running around. How quiet can it be?
Well, yeah, you're right. It's not very quiet, especially the little hosers. They like to start a game within a game. You know what I'm saying? Right there in the living room, they're like, "Hey, look at me!" I'm like, "Settle down, just watch the game." But yeah, no, it's still fun. It's
Gotta
still
get the
fun.
energy out early.
I like hanging out at home.
All right, man. Good to hear you.
All right,
later. Oh, man, with that, I don't know. Everybody's got their thing. That's why there's so many different ways to do it. MVP Mahomes, is that where we all are? I mean, it's hard to go in a different way. You like Kelsey?
If the Chiefs win, I like Kelsey. If 49ers win, I like Debo. Because I think Debo, whether he runs back a kick or takes an end around for 75
That's where
yards.
it's going to come.
Yeah, it's going to be some big play that you look at and say that was the difference.
And it's going to be a creative way to get him the ball.
Now that much is absolutely
no. That's it. I mean, he's not going to go run some post. It's going to be creative. All right, Lobos UNLV tomorrow. How's that end up? Lobos win by 5 tomorrow at home.
It is right there. Kind of got to win. This is where you're at. Like, you can't drop these games. Yeah, you have the 4 fantastic road opportunities ahead of you, but if you want to make sure those have extra impact, you got to be, as Jared Palm would say, a true home court hero. Win
And
this
that's
game.
what he calls them, home court heroes. All right. This is going to be fun, man. If you're out and about and you can't get in front of your TV, your home for the Super Bowl is right here. We will have you covered. Super Bowl. What time's our coverage start? Is it like
noon?
Noon? All right. So we're all day, man. So when you're coming back from the golf course because you got that early tee time, we got you on the radio. Playing golf this weekend? It's going to be like 41 degrees on Sunday. I'm
If it's over 55, I'm going to seriously consider it.
I don't think it is. Yeah, I'm soft when it comes to that. I don't care.
Me too. I want it to be nice and warm.
Yeah.
Enjoy the walk.
All right. Thanks to Kenny Thomas. He was with us today. We kicked it with Kenny. He'll be available for you after the Lobo game tomorrow over on News Radio, KKOB. Jim Rome Show is next. The Herd with Colin Cowers after that. 2 Men Ons here at 4. We are back Monday morning at 7 a.m. with award-winning radio. We might even talk about the Super Bowl, I think.
Let's do it.
DC, great week. I know we threw a lot at you this week. Great stuff. Adrian looks great. Thank you. Big weekend for you, huh?
Huge weekend.
JJ will be on your radio tomorrow. 11:30 pregame, noon tip for the Lady Lobos right here on The Sports Animal. Have a great, safe weekend, boys and girls. Be good to each other, please. Be kind, loving, caring, and sharing. We'll smell you on Monday.
We would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team is going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Adventure is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Like and show that you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business. Touchdown and pay you a visit.
ProView Networks would like to thank the following sponsors for making this broadcast possible. Hans Whitler Automotive, German car maintenance and repair in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Call 505-294-7684 or visit HansWhitlerAuto.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Stunker here for Dr. Robert Melendez and the Juliet Eye Institute. You may remember me like this, but no more. The glasses are gone. I tossed them months ago because of a brand new procedure from Dr. Melendez known as RLE, Refractive Lens Exchange. The latest technology, the best eyesight I've ever had in my life, and you can check it out by clicking on the link in the description right here.
or surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Marty Son.
What's going on, Lobo Nation? Ja'Cory Krosky-Miller here.
And I'm Devin Dampier. The Lobo football team's going through some changes, but we're here to stay.
We'll put in the work on the field and in the weight room, but we'll need your help off the field.
505 Sports Venture is leading the charge in the NIL space.
And you can be part of it.
Try this shit better than all my intentions. Locked in shorty, you got my attention. See your baby, I get you the business.